PlayStation。 PlayStation.
No two competitors are the same. Some run on routine for the chance to win big. Some make time to rise through the brackets. Some lock in with confidence. However you prepare, there's a place for every kind of competitor. PlayStation Tournaments. Sign up today on PS5.
PlayStation.
What is up, PlayStation Nation and MrSavage fans all across the world? Welcome to the MrSavage PlayStation Cup Finals. We are your hosts, Shy Wager, and hello, Kelly Link. Kelly, how are you doing? Lots of action-packed games ready to go today.
Oh, I'm so ready. This whole week has just been some of the most competition that we've seen in Fortnite. And for me to wrap it all up with MrSavage's PlayStation Cup, I am so excited. And we've already had people that have won the MrSavage bundle. Everyone that we're watching here today is going to be already walking away with it, Chayo. So we already have winners and we haven't even started the games yet.
Yeah, and the games are going to be super exciting coming in today. A bit of a difference in terms of why we're playing, how we're playing. I can't wait to get into it specifically. For everybody just watching at home, it will be 6 games in total that we're going to be looking at today. We do have a format to break down as well in terms of how exactly, we ended up here today in specific, exactly what we're going to be doing as well. So for this PlayStation Cup Finals, first of all, MrSavage, shout out to him. Again, Kelly mentioned the skins. To get into here, there were qualifiers to come through to this final event. This event in specific is going to be 100 players all playing together, 6 games in total. It's going to be a good time, Kelly.
Yeah, but like we were just saying, the top 200 from the qualifiers will be walking away with the MrSavage bundle. And that is just so many incredible items. You have the MrSavage in-game cosmetic item, the Siren Slicer, Savage's Striker, 200 IQ in-game back bling, everything. But what we're looking for today is that Victory Royale. That is what the players are going to be walking away with, a $750 for just grabbing the win, Shayo.
Yeah, that is the biggest difference today from every other PlayStation Cup you guys have seen before. The first one we had was very exciting because, it never happened before. How does the meta look inside a PlayStation Cup? Is it, deeper end games? Is it a bit faster overall? We found it to be very, very competitive when we were watching it. Run it back afterwards, change the format up just a little bit, have those elims worth a little bit more too. This time the elims don't mean much at all. Yes, Storm Surge still active, but Kelly, $750 just for the VR. These games get sweaty.
Oh, it's going to get sweaty. I'm guessing we're going to see some fishing going on. I know a lot of people are going to be getting that gold so that they can go to the vending machines because, of course, the chug jugs are just such an important item. It's going to get sweaty. I was watching the qualifying games and I was like, wow, these games are ending around zone 8, zone 9. But of course, it's open qualifiers. So those games do tend to go a little bit more aggressive, a little bit faster. And for something like the finals, especially with the big names that we have competing right now, it's going to get sweaty.
Yeah, if my math is correct, it's like what? $4,500 up for grabs. We can double check that and we'll see what's up. But that means that you have a chance, 6 chances actually, to just kind of slice that pie, get your share of it. And again, we haven't seen these types of formats too much outside of like testing for different things inside Fortnite way back in the day. I remember that's where they wanted a few more stacked end games. They would just make it so that if you win, you got like 1 point. Everybody else would, just get a bit of nothing pretty much. For what's happening over here when there's money on the line and it's a big chunk of money every single time, that changes the whole game, Kelly.
Yeah, no, it really does. It changes up your mindset. A lot of people, we'll see tournaments won by people that have not even gone to Victory Royale. Actually, if I look at my notes right now, if I'm not mistaken, our last winners from the PlayStation tournament that we cast in February 1st won without a single Victory Royale. So obviously, this is going to be a much different strategy than we've seen in previous ones. We've also had reload tournaments. We've had zero build tournaments. PlayStation Cup really just brings a lot of everything. So if you guys want to be a part of these PlayStation tournaments, well, make sure that you're following PlayStation Online. It's one of the best places to play Fortnite tournaments. And right now, we got another Fortnite tournament for you.
Yeah, this one, again, so special, so different. And everyone that's here already has a bit of that prizing and, your locker getting blinged up. But if you haven't seen this type of format happen before, what can you expect? Well, first of all, it's not just about hiding and waiting towards endgame. I mentioned Storm Surge a little bit before. You're going to have to get active, but kind of just for your own reasons, not to get any points, not to try to get from, a bit of a back position from the leaderboard all the way to the top. It's just about staying alive and active inside your game. Storm sickness is a big thing that you probably have more experience than than me, Kelly, in terms of commentating over. How does that play a factor into the end game? Because we've seen it affect a few people in those final circles.
Yeah, and we might see it here today, especially with how people have been playing the Storm with this most recent season. Chapter 7, Season 2. Guys, it just came out a few days ago. If you haven't been able to play it, get it on right now. It's awesome. They added a bunch of new items, weapons, mobility, everything that you could want to shake up the meta for competitive. And we're definitely going to be seeing that here today. I'm excited to see we got, what is it? The gauntlets just got unlocked, and they are interesting. Reminds me a little bit of those nitro fists, but also a little bit of like the kinetic blades. So interesting having new mobility. Also, the shockwave grenades are different now. They don't break builds, and they're gonna give you a little less of a boost as far as distance goes, but they do give you a speed boost. So I definitely think we're gonna be seeing that here today as well. I mean, it's, you know, it's Fortnite, Shio, and we can say that it changes and the strategy is different and the meta, but in reality, it's pretty much played the same way every time, just with some new items.
Yeah, also you just gotta win. Honestly, you just have to win at the end of the day. Items in or items not. And this one, the win matters the most. We're currently getting that first lobby ready for you guys at home just to check out if you're competing or just watching. A shout out for being here, first of all. Again, I keep saying this, but haven't seen a format like this in such a long time. Already, when Kelly and I were covering a few of these other PlayStation Cups that happened earlier, the games were already stacked. We were going to Zone 12. We were going deeper than that half the time while everyone's, you know, eating their fishes, eating their cakes, chugging up. This time now, tapped in for just the win mattering. Kelly, we've seen a lot of the time the person that controls height or is in the lead gets snubbed a lot of the time. Some random person comes in either low ground or takes height at the end of the game and then ends up with that VR. We're going to be seeing a lot of grassy knolls in this one.
Oh, yeah, especially with those gauntlets. I can imagine that we're going to be seeing hopefully some players holding on to them to the very end game and fighting for that high ground. I would imagine also, with that being said, that we're going to see some people try and take a very extreme height. You want to make sure that you have that difference between those gloves and how far you can launch yourself up. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's a console cup. It's a little bit different than the FNCS, and we have some big notable names here that have already kind of cemented themselves as being high ground or low ground players. I know that I've seen Aloe go for high ground a few times. Roxanne was doing a pretty good job with low ground and actually walked away with 3 victory royales in the open. So already kind of has that mindset for what victory royale, like what they need to do for the win. But I don't know, Shio. If it was me, I would probably be sticking to the low ground, maybe even the mid ground if I have enough mats until around zone 10, zone 11. And then if I have the mobility, I'm going to fight for height, because when you have that zone 11, zone 12 high ground, it's pretty hard to beat it.
Yeah, you can win. And that's the in-game Kelly Link. Now, the Kelly Link that gets us $750, that wins one of the games today. What is she doing? What is the first purchase for her?
It's the same thing I always buy, Shio. I'm buying V-Bucks. I know. I get every skin in the game for free, but I still want more V-Bucks. I just want to collect more and more V-Bucks. So that's what I'm going to be spending my $750 on.
Okay, I'm tapping in.
Oh.
Do you want to know?
No, I do.
Okay, a PS5 Pro. That's the one for me. I want more FPS. I want to tap in to make those V-Bucks that I already won from the last tournament look even better on my screen. You know what I'm talking about? And make sure that whatever other game I'm rocking in with also is good, because again, when it comes to PlayStation, these tournaments that they're going to be running on the platform might not just be Fortnite. There might be more Fortnite tournaments in the future as well, but there's so much you can tap in with this new tournament feature. You saw the ad at the beginning. You can just register up, tap in, play something, and try out and see, hey, you could also win big money, qualify for really fun tournaments that get your career rolling, get you a hobby rolling as well within your already very fun hobby of a game. But that is just, you know, the overarching thing to specify and really focus on Fortnite here for the day. 6 games is not a lot of chances, Kelly. If you mess up once, twice, 3 times, a lot of the times in the past, you're out of the running. All the way till the end here now, even if you haven't won a single game for the first 5 times, that last chance you have, you still have a chance to win $750. That's a really big thing.
Yeah, that's always what's been the most fun about like last chance qualifiers, right? It's always been like, if you win, then that's it. So even if you are, like you say, in last place in that final game, you can still walk away with the win and go into it. So yeah, that's really exciting. I'm hoping that we see some players that might, you know, be contested on their drop, or maybe just have like some rough early game rotations and change things up for that final game. Because like you said, I mean, there's, you know, it doesn't matter if you're in last, you can still do things and get that $750. But Shio, what I was going to talk about earlier is that watching the EU version of this tournament, if you guys haven't watched it, go check it out. There's some good stats, some good plays were made. But each game was won by a different player. So 6 winners, 6 people walking away with $750. Are we going to have anyone walking away with $1,500. I really hope that's the correct math. I think it is. 2 wins, maybe 3.
3 wins is if someone wins 3 times, everybody's gonna stop playing. I'll be honest. Let that guy win all 6. Let that girl win the entire tournament. I swear to God, there's no reason that somebody has business doing a hat trick today. But a double up, 1,500. I definitely think it's possible. We've seen like specific players tap in when the zone bounces towards where they're strong, going back to back, at least getting a first or second place over and over again. For this one, I feel like after that first game, people are going to understand, you know, okay, this is the competition I'm dealing with today. This is how intense it gets towards the end game. This is how my Storm Surge path kind of looks. 1,500 though, if I have to put a percentage on it, 10% chance. What's your percentage? Give me your percentage, Kelly.
I think it's a little bit more. I'm going to say that it's more like 25% chance.
Out of 100 people in the lobby?
We got some, well, there's 100 players, but
yeah,
there are some notable names that have performed well. And with this being a console cup, you don't necessarily always have the consistent 100 players. So I think the people that are consistently here are going to have that experience. They're going to be able to kind of, you know, it's always usually the same people in the top 10 every single time, especially for the NAC. But most importantly, in the top 10 right now is the view that we have, everyone. This is top 10 view here at Cosmic Dur Burger, because we got some early aggression potentially going on with Arsenic here.
I'm gonna have to take a little bit of time to get used to all these items inside this inventory. I recognize genuinely, like I 100% know what the double shotties are, but the pistol and the big pot, that's about it.
The pistol's great. Love the pistol.
Yep.
Oh, you know, like
Joey.
This season
he's not loving it.
Did just come out, so it is a little interesting. If I'm not mistaken, that is going to be the zipline item in his second item right there. It is a very interesting item that adds a mechanic of mobility, but also breaking builds, so it might be something that we see later on. But as far as final tournaments goes, I haven't seen it used too much in the late game.
Seen M2Fly play really well too in the past. Joey getting pressured by 2 different people up in the situation right now. I'm pretty sure that was Plasmate as well, that we've also seen compete earlier in the year. So familiar names on all sides. And although, yeah, the Shockwaves got their builds breaking little thing taken away, it seems that that zip item kind of has the effect still in the business, so there is some counterplay there. It's pretty intense early on though. Not too many builds to be able to play with here for Amp, but is able to put the pressure down.
Amp, definitely one of our veterans here for the PlayStation Cup. Good to see him having a pretty good start. Dexter not necessarily having the best start ever, but is able to heal himself up just a little bit in a moment. Having a quick respite. It sounds like his opponent is going to be running away. Cromps looks like he is going to be actually chasing after him. I thought Dexter was going to take a second there with 50 HP, and it looks like he is going to get beamed out of the sky. Oof, sometimes that aggression, it can get you those elimination points, but that is not important right now. Surviving is the name of the game, and unfortunately for Dexter, that is going to be the end for game number 1. Amp, though, got his shockwave ready. Looks like he's going to be pushing himself a little bit further into Dark Dominion. Not entirely certain why he would... Ah, it's because he's got the gauntlet. There you go. You don't need the shockwaves when you already have another mobility item.
Makes sense. And those shockwaves, yeah, have definitely been changed. You spend so much more time up top in the air, which might be better for something like Endgame. But again, you talked about how it doesn't even break builds, so you got to be really thinking about how you want to use those. The Dark right now, though, is ready to, I guess, move on with this game. It's got everything locked in what you would need to play this one in the inventory. You got your mobility item, close range shotty, a beamer as well in the pocket, and a chug jug for that storm. But again, you talk about Storm Surge, you talk about the reason you want to be able to survive, you know, later in the game. He's got to get some damage here onto Reverse Max, who knows he's there. He's trying to shock him up, but yeah, this is not the last season. You're not going to be able to push him past these logs. And Dark is going to be able to just sit here and hold this guy in zone.
He's just farming right in front of him, too. Going to get himself some heals right now. This is a Dark Hugh's fight to just kind of be a little bit passive and not engage too much. In fact, honestly, this is probably a fight that he's just going to stick around with, maybe take a few tags. And Amp right now, grabbing some more heals while he's sticking around Dark Dominion. Definitely one of the more popular POIs. Smack dab in the center of the map. Allows you to rotate pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going to want to rotate just yet. Aloe, you were talking about him earlier as well, Kelly. Going to be around in the business. Kobe going down. I'm surprised we're already cut through the 75 players out of the 92. You'd assume that if just the win is where you make the money, that's the whole point of playing today, that people wouldn't be as risk averse and finding their first, you know, battles and box fights. But it makes sense. Again, you want to get some damage down so you don't get dealt damage later by that storm. Backtalk is in a disengage, but again, these storm, not even the storm surges, the shockwaves. The shockwaves right now are really hurting in use if you try to use them too greedily.
And I kind of think right now is the time to use it greedily, especially if you're going for these early game aggressions. It does give you that little bit of a speed boost, so it is going to give you just a bit of an advantage. And it does seem like most players, although it is rare to find the gloves, is kind of hoping for either finding it off of a down player or through just playing through the game. But it seems like they aren't holding on to these shockwave grenades for the end game. Obviously, you can only hold on to so much. Backtalk with barely any builds right now is going to have to use everything he can to survive. So don't necessarily disagree with this play. Let's see if you can get anything on the vending machine.
Are you doubting the 2 bananas in his inventory?
Yeah.
You don't see banana power?
No.
For real? You're not Peely Gank?
I mean, I hope that wasn't Peely in his loadout. But I definitely support having any heals possible when you're in such a rough strait like that. You gotta make some moves, gotta hold on to some bananas sometime.
So like I say, moving in as well. Everybody's trying to go for a personal type fighter. It's just some damage. It's not gonna really come through. Moving finally into zone. It's gonna get a little bit more stagnant now. We see some surge bases, or I guess surge islands up top too. Light Dot really getting shot down in this one. Fear-free swag. I think the most aura of a name I've seen so far up in the business.
Is that with the implication that swag frequently has fear?
No, swag is usually like expensive, you know?
Okay.
So it's like fear, but also with free swag.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's like a double down on it, if that makes sense. At least that's my take.
No, I like it. It's a good take. It's a good take. Free swag.
Sus Studios.
Yeah. It's this is all, you know, Los Angeles themed. So this is actually closer to where I live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That means this is where you would land if this was the season. You'd be walking in
100%.
Sus Studios. Yeah. Makes sense. Plasma Feet still in the business. So many people just rotating through Dark Dominion. You're right. Just it being center POI, you want a little bit of control of it. He's not going to be wasting too many builds, like bunkering everything down, but still staying inside, making sure he punishes anyone who's not careful enough to clear him of this position.
I do like this shotgun that everyone I say like it's a fun gun. I'm sure it's going to be changed very soon. But the Chaos Reloader shotgun is quite interesting with the gimmick that it automatically reloads after 2 seconds. Thank God that doesn't give you enough time, but it does absolutely insane body damage. You can literally hit someone in their ankle and they're all Achilles and they take like 150 damage. It is crazy what this shotgun can do to some people for body damage. So obviously it's my favorite gun. I'm terrible with aiming, so I need something that, you know, has a little bit of forgiveness, and this gun definitely has that in spades.
Right now, Swag's got to be careful. I think there's somebody just bush camping behind him. Moving over to the shores. That's where Aloe is, and Vedit ends up in there as well. So again, lots of familiar names in front of us. Gotta make sure you're keeping up on your mats too. Overall, nothing really moving or happening inside the server. We're gonna have to wait and see if this storm will catch up with the action in just a little bit. He's going straight for this third party though. Vedit is gonna see him coming in just a second. He doesn't, so shot to the head will connect. Past that, this 1v1 turns into a three-way fight.
Ooh, so Swax on Expo, if I'm not mistaken, is also Swax Braun James during the Open qualifiers. And they actually had the most victory royales out of anyone in the Open qualifiers. So if there's anyone to keep an eye on as far as winning strategies go, it might be this player right here. And I am a little concerned, though. He does have Vedits off into the distance, and it looks like he wants to push this fight. And Vedits is a pretty good fighter, so Swax is going to have to be a little bit careful. And as I say that, it does look like he's not going to go in the fight.
Gonna chill out, get his shield up if he can, and farm up. Zeus, same thing. Everybody's just chilling out. Your ideal place to be, Kelly, in the map, is it somewhere more deserty, tropical, if you have to wait for a storm to come in?
It's been like 100 degrees where I live right now, so I want to be in Frigid
Ooh.
Fortress. I want to actually Latte Landing. It's also in the snow biome, but I can get a latte. So Latte Landing is where I'm chilling.
You know what? I gotta respect that answer. You cover food, you cover comfortability.
Yeah. I know what answer you're looking for, Shio.
Give me that in-depth one right now. Swag's pushing in. Only one person gone down so far. Let's see if it can be two. Swag can really get this over. Has to just clean up the edits a little bit. Doesn't own anything around him either. And Chunky Champ is just too large. Will not go down.
It does look like Chunky Champ is going to be going back into Storm a little bit deeper, probably finding some more mats or heals, so Swag's not having to worry about him. Doesn't look like there's too many other people in the zone where he's rotating. A few players towards the north of him, but probably not going to be taking any shots. So Swag's right now in a pretty good spot, farming up. 90 mats is going to probably not have to be used as he rotates. Looks like maybe going back to Humble Hills right now. And with how many players are right in front of him, this might be a better choice as far as a dead side rotation goes. Oh, but as I say that, it looks like he's going back more north and instead going to be going through Squibbly Shores, which has to be one of the weirdest names I've ever heard. I don't know what a Squibbly is, do you?
Isn't a Squibbly like, not Squiggly, never mind. Rest in peace for Fear Free Swag, by the way. I like that journey that he had. No, I'm genuinely wondering. Squibbly maybe is, I mean, let's look at the POI a little bit. Is it these things in the water? Are those Squibblies?
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, could be right.
Interesting.
Well, whatever it is, Swax is gonna move through and try to get his rotation on, and a few other people have that same idea moving through. Cool thing for him right now is he's down on wood a little bit. He's moving into a forest, so he's gonna be able to replenish much easier than most people that might just be down on brick and metal for now.
No, I think the move that he made was smart. I was kind of wondering why he wasn't going towards the southern side of the zone, but honestly rotating west, especially with it going through Squibbly Shores, probably actually has a deader side. And as we now look at that south side, you can just see how many players are there. Everyone boxed up, not too many shots being taken right now, especially with there still being just 67 players in the lobby. There really doesn't need to be any kind of engagement. But as I say, that Aloe is taking engagement onto Mitro and gets such a clean shot. Shio, that was just disrespectful.
So that's what you were talking about when it came to that shotgun, just being able to even cleave a shoulder does 150, yep. and then you just lock in a spray after the fact. I mean, that's disgusting.
With that burst SMG 2, ooh, Aloe, you know, on my notes, he's the first person I wrote, and he got first place out of the open qualifiers. So definitely one of the players to look to. And just look, he's already got heals. He's got two of the best weapons in the game, and he's got mobility now. Although Aloe using it to rotate early, so it looks like he's not planning to hold on to those gauntlets for too long. But he might not need to, because if he's going to get the refresh on these players, no, he takes some shots and then he just keeps on moving. He wants to make his way into zone because he can see where all the other players are, and if he doesn't get there quick, he's going to get some shots on him like he is right now, Shio.
Yep, bunking up right next to one other person as well, who might not be making too much noise, but Aloe should know that they are there. Dogjo not going to have much in the business to be able to drink from either, but it's totally fine. I feel like, yeah, the way he's using that gauntlet, the way he's also just being so just free form with his heals, he's definitely looking to just get this refresh in at some point, and zone will pull south side. So yeah, unfortunately for who we were watching going all the way towards the north, bad decision in hindsight, but at the same time, moving back all the way over, you're going to be having some more of your own builds. You already understand the terrain and where the pressure points are, so it's not the end of the world.
No, it's definitely not the end of the world right now. Runny season is going to potentially end Backtalk's world if he gets a good shot onto here, and instead it looks like Backtalk is actually going to be turning onto him. Runny season taking a bit of a passive playstyle over here, but does go for the shot. Doesn't get the kill, though. It looks like Backtalk is the one that is going to get the final shot right there. Runny, though, is going to be continuing the engagement. Backtalk backing off a little bit. It seems like he's fine with the elimination, and Runny does get a little bit of shield. Oh, and 2 gloves as well, but it looks like he's actually going to be foregoing that. And instead, with the harpoon and the shockwaves, has a little bit of mobility, but will it be enough?
Too much pressure, down to 35 almost HP. Funny bit of panic, and a lot more will set in for now. Noise chopping him down. He has the entire zone to cover to lock this in from the top right side. The zone's pulling bottom towards the south again. Samix also has a lot of decisions to make. Yeah, you have 2 shockwaves. How are you going to use them now or for those future zones? And at the same time, you know, your mats, 88 in total. How are you going to be using them to move? It's about half the stack you could have in total compared to everybody else around you. And there are so many people on this hill that need to move.
He's got 2 med kits. I think he can wait it out a little bit in Storm, wait for everyone to rotate early, and then move to rotate instead. But Daylulu on the aggression, already in zone, but just look at how many people are on that border. No one wants to be in the center zone right now. They're all hoping to get a few tags onto the players that are making their way over. But Daylulu has to be a little bit careful because you open yourself up. That means that you're also going to get a few shots. But it looks like Day's able to recover and hopefully grab a few tags onto the players rotating in.
Serial also making sure you have enough shields to be able to actually move from here. Gauntlet tech coming in. Ooh, and I like that slide as well. The movement looking nice from Dry Cereal, taking shots as well to make sure that nobody around them is going to have any say in how they move. Bunked up, looking good, and we wonder where the zone goes. It's even more so south. Wait a minute, Dry's not happy with this position. It's going to cost him a bit of shields overall, but is now in a less stressful environment.
That arrow in the southwest corner just got one of the drops, and that drop does have the possibility of getting some really rare items. So I'm hoping that one player all the way to dead side has enough tags and was able to get a legendary drop to be able to recover from being so far away from everyone else. I think there is just 2 players south and about 50 other players, 40 other players all to the north end with that zone pulling towards the northwest. It looks like they're all going to be jumping together, so those players on the south are going to have to start moving just a little soon, but it's going to be a lot of arrows moving. And hey, speaking of moving, Jargu, one of our top players right now, did pretty well in the last PlayStation Cup, got 10th place if I'm not mistaken, and one of our players who's representing Gen G, one of our only sponsored players. So like to see him perform well, do his sponsor well.
Let's go. See if we can lock it in right now. A bit of an uncomfortable situation with the zone that we have in tow. Yes, it is a little bit more close to everybody else. You're not gonna have your match stretched too much, but it's not gonna be going over too many old builds. The zone did pull over from the top right side down to here. Now you still have to build up a little bit, have your mats counted out, have something saved in the bank to be able to cash in. Chronix has nothing. Has to build up his portfolio right now when it comes to health. Everybody around him already leaving, gauntleting away. He's got the 2 shockwaves and he has to spend them right now. Up in the air, no one sees him, trying to boom a stomp on someone but doesn't find it. Halfway there, chugging up for some shields because things will get hairy now. Flick also in that same position. Slides off and sees Jargu's face editing over, looking for a few pot shots. He ends up going right next to him. Low HP players around him. He's going to be safe for now.
Taking a quick moment. Take a peek behind him. We're Plasmify and Backtalk taking a few shots at each other. Plasmify, though, really low, looks to get away from Backtalk. Backtalk is chasing, and this might give Flick a chance to just look a little bit north, but unfortunately, he has to look down because that's where he's getting some shots from Jargu. Jargu, is he going to be able to finish off the elimination with 57 HP left for Flick? He just has a hope and a dream to remain. Some shots coming in, but it looks like for a moment he might have a break from Jargu, but no, Jargu is still chasing. He's not done just yet. With just 70 HP left with the Chug Jug, is he going to be able to heal himself up before Jargu can get the elimination?
Jargu's just so good at tracking and keeping that pressure down. No mats left over for Flick right now, so he has to be very creative. Those floors, that pyramid, not his. And he's back up into the ceiling to heal off for now, but Jargu finds him again. Not his ramp. Gonna have to move forward once more. Jargu's still tracking him over, and more people looking inside the box. Finally, he gets some peace, but there's no home, no comfort to be found. More people looking this way. Samix beaming as people fly over, and that's Flick's story ended. Dodges the pressure, but can't escape the damage. Samix now has to move over, still finding more players to shoot, but look at how much time you're wasting, my man. It's time to go. More people on height seeing you and shooting you down. On the same layer is another player in front of him. Han stops him over with the wall, and he finally goes down.
Just player after player getting eliminated right now. Amari now going to be using his shockwave to just get a little bit of a boost, sticking to the mid ground to try and avoid all this aggression, all this fighting that's going on in the low ground. Revise, though, taking the high ground, being one of the only players to really push for it right now. It's just Zone 8, and he only has 10 own builds, so this might be a little too early, but just getting some vision, just getting some awareness on what the rest of the lobby is doing is going to give him so much more knowledge, and I would imagine he's probably not going to be holding high ground for too long with just 2 builds left. No, he's going to be dropping down right now, which means that high ground might be open for anyone to take, and it looks like it might be a Mar that's going to be fighting for it.
Yeah, Lamar's got those hard masses to be able to take it over, but Revise is not done yet. The big double gauntlet shot just rings true, and he's going to be able to spray into the box as well. Shotgun needs to reload. He knows exactly where Mar is. Goes in for the all-in. About to get another tag. Down to just 50 HP. Revise is keeping up with the pressure. He's all in now. Not many mats to play with. He has to get the sealant. Can't find it. First wall denied. Second wall. Mind games. The shot is found. Revise gets his targets.
Oh my gosh, he gets a refresh, just a little bit of builds, but
Straight to
automatically
heights.
goes straight to height. Revise with the heals, with the weapons. He has everything set up for victory right now, and it looks like he just bullies off the rest of the players off of high ground, and now this is the first confident high take that we've seen, Shayo.
He's not playing Fortnite. This guy's just straight up gambling right now. Up the height every single time. All in 24/7. Down to 7 mats again. The beam is too good from Revised. Has that floatiness to be able to not take too much fall damage either. Has the mats to be able to get it. And now he has to play all the way from low ground while he drowns. Can he play every frame with this gamer? Will he go higher and higher? He does not care. Revised is playing his own game. Finally boxed in. It's C22 who has power right now.
Oh, he was down to a sliver of health, and I couldn't see in the elimination feed if he does go down, but Zeus up in the sky, up in the clouds,
Broken
shooting down
down.
those lightning bolts into the ground. C22 though wants to be the person take down Zeus. He wants to be the god eliminator right now, and it looks like he's actually going to be pushing for height right now. Only a little bit of heals. I say a little bit. He's got 6 splashes and another elimination, Shayo.
He also has godlike aim and just decision making that can't be touched in this moment. Hears everything around him, reacts perfectly as well. And this time, Zeus is the one trying to usurp the throne. Doesn't matter. C22 rattles off with the aim and another shot. Give him a sliver. He makes it a meal. C22 looking too good, but how high is too high? Up in the clouds. Can you even see down C22? I mean, the gap in these layers is monumental. He'll still go for the beams though with that pistol. He has to get a bit more close and personal for this one. Curve though. Saw his HP, or his HP's there. His shields is not, excuse me. And then so many options down below. Big little pot shot, but he falls even further. No mats for Curve. Finds the big shot though for the refresh.
Man, you got to feel for all these players on the low ground right now fighting for potentially second place, because that player on high ground is so high up there, has heals, has mats. So all these players are just trying to make sure that they can survive to the very end, because it doesn't matter how many eliminations you get on the low ground right now. All that matters is the win. Is it going to be X-Tix right now, or is it going to be our high ground player C22? We also have Cube on the low ground, and it looks like the 3 players on the low ground are going to have to fight it out. C22 is not going to be dropping down if he can avoid it. An elimination comes out. C22 now with just 2 players left. Crumps, X-Tix doing whatever they can for the heals, but we still have 6 splashes onto C22, and look how many mats he has, and it looks like he's even going to be able to connect it with other materials, so that high ground is not going to get chopped. Crumps, you're going to have to do something a little bit crazier, a little bit more if you want to get that win.
Has that first shot to make it happen. Again, first place, $750. Everybody else, nothing. Every single game for the first one. Looks like C22 has it locked down, putting pressure where it hurts most for Cromps. He's got the heals to work with as well, and he's earned this high ground. Doubles it up as well. Is able to connect. C22 looking good, but now it's just a long form conversation. Paragraph sent over vast distances of land. Cromps is looking for the chop down and sees the solution. Finds the first portion of brick, goes for the second pyramid of wood, and is it finally chopped? No, C22 is still holding strong. No oxygen left, just water. And for C22, the gauntlet saves him from fall damage. He's able to stay alive. One take over. He can do it all. C22 wins the first game.
Oh my goodness, for a second there, I thought Cromps is actually going to walk away with the win, but C22, when he saw the right opportunity to take height, he did it, and he held it for 4 zones there. C22 walking away with a resounding win for match number 1.
That uppercut from C22 is worth $750. That split-second decision making, you saw it when he shot, the people that were trying to stop the fight between him and Zeus on height. He was just looking around. If you give him a second, you get shocked and away for 150 HP back to back over and over again. Clearly the star of the show, but there was chaos amongst the the galaxy of stars here, Kelly, this entire game. When you're fighting for first, nobody has a fun time.
No, and you could tell a lot of these players that kind of struggle towards these like zone 8, zone 9, they didn't have that mobility that they needed, but the players that were able to make it all the way to the end were able to find either some gauntlets on the ground, and obviously we didn't see too much shockwave grenades towards the end game there, but when it came down to it, high ground won the game. And it was such a confident high ground take too. C22 was playing it so calmly, so carefully. You can see right here, 2 eliminations at zone 10. He didn't need to go for the eliminations. He just needed to confidently hold high ground. By pushing it up so high, he kind of pushed away everyone else to try and steal height away from him. And then it was just the waiting game. And that's exactly what he did, and he got the win, and he's walking away $750 richer because of it. But you know that Xtix here and our other player, Cromps, is going to be looking to change up their strategy a little bit for games 2 and more.
Yeah, Xtix had that chug that I think that Cromps picked up, but just didn't have the mass to be able to support towards the end of the game. Look at pressure just dropped down by C22 that entire time, and we'd have more analysis in terms of, you know, how many points things are worth, you know, where the leaderboards stand in general. But again, it's first place winning. You can see everybody else grayed out. C22 has that, you know, blue wrap around his first place. He's the one walking away with $750. That being said, just to look at the rest of the leaderboard in terms of eliminations, who had the cream of the crop, who had the chance and the most influence inside that game, it looks to be C22. 5 eliminations, tapped in, not just winning the game, but also running the entire server.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to C22 right now. I was actually expecting him to have even less eliminations, so to be able to get the win with 5 eliminations is pretty dang impressive. But can he do it again? I asked you at the start of the show, Shayo. We had 6 winners over in EU, 6 individual winners. Are we going to have 6 individual winners for North American Central, or is a player going to be able to get multiple wins?
C22 is winning all 6 games. What can I say? I mean, who can stop this guy? Right now, 100% chance of that being possible. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how percentages work, but guy's looking strong. That being said, there were so many people trying to fight for that hype. We had some people just going for it again and again. The gauntlets let you be greedy, let you try to fight for that power over and over. But this new shotgun in the game, if you spend even a second too long in the sky, you get burned, deleted completely. So is there a chance, Kelly, for a back-to-back? Yes. A hat trick again, I'm gonna say no.
A hat trick is definitely going to be a tall order, and I don't know if that's necessarily in the stars for us today, but for me, Shayo, I am excited for our next game that we have coming up, and if we're going to be seeing some players change up their strategies a little bit. It was a very, very slow mid game in game number 1.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking. It's gonna be a podcast type, you know, vibe from us when it comes to the mid game. But for everybody else, it was very interesting to see that there were 75 players alive. That was kind of the first threshold coming in. You'd assume for a competition like this, that 90, you know, number, the 85 is usually where people end up standing up and around. A lot of people on PlayStation getting very familiar with the tournament system. They know that you need the storm surge damage. You need to be locking in, doing something in the server. You can't just try to survive until the storm starts to hit you firsthand.
Yeah, definitely.
Insane though, yeah.
I mean, being able to be like hold the heal offs, being able to just kind of prepare yourself for the end game, that is always what it comes down to. So taking smart fights, making sure that you are able to hold onto your materials and holding onto your heals, because we saw some players with great aggression there, but if you just don't have any mats, it's only going to be so much that you can do. But what we can do right now is look up towards match number 2 and look towards some of the skin that we have for you all. And I say you all, you know, to the winners, to already the top 200 people that have won in our open qualifiers. They're going to be walking away with the MrSavage bundle. And of course, that's the MrSavage in-game cosmetic outfit, the Siren Slicer in-game pickaxe, Savage's Strikers, 200 IQ back bling, Siren's Legacy, Savage's style in-game wrap, and then of course the skill scanner and the Get Cooked emote.
I mean, people were getting cooked in that last game back to back, so they're already repping the emote 1000%, and that's just game 1 of 6 we're looking at. Number 2 is starting. We're going back to back to back with this one. Okay, let's lock it in. You can see the whole entire map now in terms of where we were watching. It was primarily just Dark Dominion, and then a little bit just more, I would say, towards that bottom right side and the bottom left mostly in that first game. I'm with Kelly on this one. I want to see this Frigid Fortress. I want to see what's up, but most importantly, I want to lock in with C22. Quick note as well, when it comes to the points that you see Every VR will just be 100 points shown next to the person that has that VR. If you get multiple, they'll get another 100. That's all it's about. Don't pay too much attention though. Every 100 just means they've won $750. That's the translation right there.
It's good to know. It's also good to know that C22, although contested, looks like they're going to be splitting Riptides, and that is definitely something that you can expect early on. C22 going immediately for the heals, and looks like he's already got a pretty good loot path down, but Doe hasn't even started his loot path as he makes his way over to Latte Landing. Also going to be triple contested over there, but quick loot path, quick farm. And probably gonna grab a quick latte. What's your latte? Do you like lattes, Shio? Do you have a specific latte order?
I'm gonna need you to explain to me coffee versus latte. What is the difference? I need to know.
So you have espresso, which is like the purest form of coffee. I'm sure you know what an espresso
I know
is.
espresso, but
okay.
latte specifically.
I'm breaking it down. So
you're breaking it down.
Yeah.
You're breaking it down. Okay.
An Americano, you add a little bit of water to that. Now for a latte, you add steamed milk and a little bit of foam. But there's also things called flat whites, and that changes up the variation of if you're doing steamed milk, foamy milk. Also, Zeus, he doesn't even care about the lattes right now, as we probably shouldn't either, as he gets an elimination with such ease. That iron pump shotgun, definitely one of the favorites.
Real quick on that Zeus thing, I actually want to get back to the lattes. I'm not even joking. That's on Cromps. That's on the second place individual that had a chance in that last game. So that's got to be frustrating. Getting the second the whole way through and then coming back and just losing out immediately almost. You know, the first of 10 players to go down. That guy's not having a latte right now. But let me know as we watch Findy get pressured. Past the steamed milk, what else is what's so special about this latte?
Well, I mean, you got some matcha lattes. We have some like ube lattes. You know, there's a lot of flavors you can add, but Findy, the flavor that he wants to add right now is a little flavor of running away, and then probably adding a dash of shield on top of that. It looks like he's not going to be engaged in, and pops the mini right now, and looks like it's just going to be an easy disengagement for him. Hopefully no one else looks to be looking in his direction, so he's going to have an opportunity to heal up and get another shot going back in there. Wixie, though, with the Hydron Collider thing, is trying to avoid any kind of damage, and instead decides to go inside of it and portal himself out to the other side of the map.
I mean, this is a particle accelerator now, of course.
Oh, that is what
sound effect?
That is what it is. Thank you.
Yeah. Hydron Collider. Is that that sounds like a thing that also exists. I'm just wondering.
Oh, in real, no, it's a real thing.
Yeah, just collide hydrons, I guess.
Well, they shoot like atoms at each other to create dark matter, I think. I don't know, but you know what I do know? This zipline finally being used to show you guys. You shoot it into the air, and it will actually attach to a balloon up in the sky, so you can use it. Now, does that put a big target on your back? Of course, but when you're engaging into a fight like Zeus is right now, this is the perfect way to use it. But Ferret does a great job with the misdirection, avoids Zeus's line of sight, and is able to disengage, but Zeus might have some sight onto another player. Actually, that other player is now taking 2 shots, and another person as well. Zeus getting third-partied.
Gotta be tough. We're talking about colliders. This guy's colliding with every possible player that he's seeing. He looked at Zeus in that first game. Could have easily been C22. Could have easily just have won that last one if he was able to keep height. Not gonna be possible this time, but see what's good for now. No fight one. Gonna just completely jump off almost the edge of the map and make sure that he's safe and is able to come back later. Work on that rotation, get some wood up because the mats are running really, really low.
They're running low, but I don't think Zeus is too concerned right now. In fact, he's probably going to be spending most of his time in Storm for the next 10 minutes just to farm up, get away from everyone else. And as we can see all the way into the northwest corner, there doesn't seem to be anyone really trying to take over any of that. So he's going to have an opportunity to kind of refresh himself up. Big Toxic also getting some mats right now as we look towards New Sanctuary. Oh, don't hit that. Okay. Oh. And just like that, Big Toxic takes a few hits onto a bomb, and a bomb is blown up on him. But Max going for the fishing strat right now. And it looks like he might have a friend joining him.
Got a few friends here on the pond. Yeah, but I'm not sure if this friend wants to fish. D-Wavy. Gonna be up close and personal. Gonna be able to see him moving through these mats and Yeah, I do not want to actually be involved with fishing together. One of these guys does not have his fishing license. I can already sense it. Axe, he's got a mission.
A mission for fishing?
Yep. He's to play for that end game. But I'm looking at this loadout versus, like, you know, gold pistol, mega shotgun, 2 chug jugs, and I'm like, man, Max, you're doing more work than most of these guys out here for nothing, bro. Go loot a POI.
There's literally people fighting like a few just feet away from him, and he is just fishing away. You know, when you have priorities, you got to keep them straight. Paragon looking to just loot up a little bit more with the green iron pump, and he does grab an AR eventually. It looks like his loot is starting to pan out, but unfortunately taking a few damage. That is not panning out right now. Does not want to engage at Battlewood Boulevard. Instead, looks like he's just going to box up and hopefully disengage.
Slide around and just see what he can find past this POI. You might be just trapped in here too. Not too many answers outside of this entire structure. You want to make sure that you're being as safe as possible too. You try to venture out here for a second, it might be a little bit of trouble. Looking over at the mini map as well. Moving in with Mulker.
Oh.
He's having a fun time. You know, sometimes you got to just float and chill, Kelly, and that's how you avoid everybody else inside the game.
Yeah, I mean, we got, you know, chilling up in the air, chilling down by the sea. We got all kinds of biomes being represented here. And Max, with just 2 floppers and 3 shieldfish, I honestly expected a little more from him.
If Max wins this from this position, if he wins this game, I will be the biggest fishing Fortnite fan of all time. But if he loses, I will ban him from fishing. Inside, I have no power to do this. But fishing is no longer allowed in the tournament. Let's see if it's possible. Let's see if we can gentleman's agreement fishing away from the tournament.
I saw a few players in chat, so there might be a few people listening right now.
True. Let's see if we can get it started. Honestly, though, the fishing strat, Max tried every single game. It's all about consistency. It's actually a very good point for everybody that's getting second or third. If you get it consistently, if your strategy is actually making top 10 in this tournament over and over again, it's actually amazing. Because what that means is your chances of getting that first, getting that one shot of 750 will be huge. For Moon, it's going to be even better if he takes out one of his competitors immediately. Wood builds all around him. Yes, he gets tagged a little bit, but he's going to be able to find a path, hopefully, to his opponent here in just a second. Best Max. Going to be in the best, not the best situation. I mean, the metal is building up now, but Moon's going to tap at it a little bit, move away, because it feels like there is more people coming in for this fight.
Yeah, you know, you kind of try to get a little bit aggressive in this early and mid game, and then people just take some beams onto you, and it just sends you back into the box, and you got to kind of play the passive game. With 74 players alive right now at Zone 3, no one really has to do too much. Not too worried about Storm Surge right now. Curve, 0 eliminations, just 91 builds, but a pretty decent loadout is boxed up right next to a few, and actually has Aloe and Scare in his sights. So some big players, some big teams seem to be already kind of boxing themselves up in the center of the map, waiting for the zones to pull a little bit farther.
We saw the last time once it got to the 75-74 range, exactly what Kelly's talking about. We're just waiting for those farther pulling zones to kind of lock in, looking to see exactly how you can push towards the rest of this game. Everybody right now just manic and challenging, which brings us to our next segment, the mannequin analysis. Ooh. You remember Fit Checks, Kelly?
Yeah.
The most ominous clip of all time from NA West?
Oh my gosh. I forgot. I remember you tried to tell me to say that on broadcast.
Yeah, it's not the, you know, are they bugging or are they valid? I want to bring it back. I mean, anybody in the Savage skin, 10 out of 10. Honestly, I give you a 12. This skin right here, 12. Let's lock it in. Let's see what's up.
Honestly, I feel like they should get a little bit of an advantage. I feel like their guns should do a little bit more damage if they have a MrSavage skin on right now. I know it's not fair, pay to win, but I don't care. I feel like that's for a MrSavage PlayStation Cup, should be allowed.
If I had V-Bucks right now, I would buy the Savage skin. In fact, if I didn't have V-Bucks right now, I would sell my soul to get V-Bucks to be able to buy a Savage skin. That's how good this skin is. I'm not even joking. Jaden, you did a good job of locking in today. Let's see if we can keep locking in towards the storm. Yeah, you only have 29 HP. You have no whites. It's time to move towards. Yeah, there we go. Let's lock it down. This just got match 2 already. $750 given away out of the $4,500 we have to give away today. And the only way you can get it is by winning a game. We got 6 games to win so far. 1 has already been won. In match 2, things are looking business as usual. Our second place player from the last game did end up going down in this one though. So again, back to back, nothing gained. Lots of shockwaves here for Jaden, but they're gonna make a lot of noise when he does rotate.
Hopefully he rotates soon. I know it's still just a single tick of damage, but he is putting it really close. And there are a lot of players that are definitely within range right now, and that hit scan from the burst SMG just is not going to be your best friend. And he even takes a shot onto Nick the Slick. Jaden, what are you doing? You have 6 HP with 70 shield right now. You should not be calling attention towards yourself. But as I say that, Doe is looking to just kind of run away from him. Everyone is just trying to survive. No one wants to eliminate each other, but Jargu in the back, waiting in the shadows, and you know that he does not care about being in Storm right now. He's going to make sure that he is set up for the end game, and with all these low health players right around the edges, that is just going to be easy pickings for Jargu.
Oh, we'll see if Jaden becomes easy pickings in just a bit. Joey, tuned in with him a little bit towards the earlier portions of the last game. Going to be playing like it's the 12th zone right now, burning every possible bat for a position that's not even real. Okay. Someone's got to, highlight and bolden the map counter for Joey now because we're in bad positions for the moment. That being said, it's good to lock in these many mats because the HP non-existent, the shields non-existent, and now the mats down to 1. 100% protect yourself as you move. Might be a bit too much protection for this one.
I don't know if it was an automatic animation, but MrSavage just shook his head right there as Joey, as you said, that he only had 1 build left, and it looks like even the skin is aware of how rough Joey is in a position right now. Panic having such a rough position to be in, but does get a little bit of grace, does find a shield pod right there, and being able to stick yourself into a little building, a little shed, does kind of give yourself a little bit of a box, but hopefully no one else is going to be fighting for that. But as I say that, it is Khan on the other side, and Joey doing whatever he can to be the most quiet he possibly can. No builds, no heals. This might be it for Joey.
I believe in Joey though. No heals needed, just 1 shot. He might trap someone into it. Nobody sees where Joey is.
Oh.
Except for Hughes right there. Nice aim. Good eyes. And now we move over to the next portion of the game for him. These rotations is where you have to be very careful. It's where everything can go wrong. He's got 1 more shockwave to use, but probably wants to get greedy and not use it just right ahead because the next zone is coming and then the next zone is coming. That being said, for Swax, we got good rotations last time that we saw. It's a nice little refresh, and we know he's very liberal with using that gauntlet. Lots of damage dropped down, but he has the fish to be able to use and some minis, so should be good for now.
Man, that was rough. If it was even just a millimeter farther, he wouldn't have had to grab onto that ledge and get all of those shots. Now having to use his shield fish and his minis, what was once a good position, now seems to be in a little bit rougher position. But Hugh Saber, also speaking of rough, he does have a chug jug, and he's going to have to use it right now if he wants to stay alive, getting all the way tapped up to full there, and he does have 130 builds, so you know that he wants to make it all the way to the end game because he does have a chance to make it through. C22, our winner from game number 1, does take down Flick, and we're taking a quick look at Max, who is deep into Storm. He does have a few bandages and finds a med kit, so probably going to be able to make his way over back into zone, but Saber is unfortunate, does not have the heals, does find a mending machine. Is he going to be able to purchase anything in time? And no, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to buy anything. Does he not have gold? I'm not too certain. Oh, there he goes. I think he was able to get a heal right there, but Zora now taking a quick look with only 11 builds and 2 green guns. This may not be the game for Zora's win.
Max might just join Zora in that situation, ended up not making it out of that storm. Curve, not going to be able to make it past mid game either, as Plasma he's able to just get that pick on as well. Zora has zone though, and might just end up pulling it multiple times, so will not need maybe to get that extra juice just yet. This could be the box where the game ends. We'll see what's good. Chunky though, really good at surviving on his side. Khan finding another elimination before these zones start to move. Everybody's gonna have to get right in front of Zora here, and that's where you tap in and try to win that box fight.
Man, man, this zone, if it pulls west, is going to be a lot of fighting happening right now, and Zora is not going to want that zone to pull over into his direction. 198 damage below means that he's going to have to make a play right now, and this passive playstyle he's doing is not going to help him at all. Even just a few tags, a quick shot might be all he needs, especially with the new shotgun. Getting just a tag onto someone's body might be enough to get out of storm damage, but with that being said, taking a few shots into the air, fortunately no one there, and Zora does go down.
As that new shotgun unfortunately was used on him. Yasser as well have some trouble, some toughness in diffusing the pressure of this situation. Currently building so much, and none of this is going to be inside zone. It's just to protect himself, get those shields locked down, be able to move over to the next portion of the game in just a second here. 4 actually of those seconds are all that's left between him and getting eclipsed by this zone, and actually use so much of his utility to be able to just heal up and move out. Back talk though, switch over to him. A little bit of a more free sight line of one of the hype bases we have, looking over everyone else moving in the game.
Oh, does go to show though, even with 2 eliminations, he is below damage threshold, but with that quick shot, he is able to get just a few more damage now, just at 61 above. Is going to be trying to rotate around the right side of zone, not going straight for the middle, which I can understand with only 6 builds left. He wants to try and avoid the rest of the competition, but there's still 45 other opponents alive, so he's going to have to do whatever he can to avoid and make it to the end game with a pretty stacked loadout. Not much of a stacked loadout right here for Pooch, but a good shot coming down into the player below him. Unfortunately, not able to convert that into an elimination. Is Kieran going to be able to get anything back, though? I'm not too certain it's going to happen for him.
He's going so hard for this one elimination. He's not going to find it. Max best aim was really good at diffusing stuff happening to him before, and now the pressure in his lair, he ends up just going up 1 and switching off of it. Such a smart decision. 43 players left alive. He's one of the ones that does not have the damage to be able to move past Surge for the moment. But that being said, does have a little bit of medicine to be able to move through a lightning. Amp though, right below him, and hear that there is someone being struck right now. And just to get past this one is desperate. Going to be going through all your minis too. Still 40 below. Now you have to move, and you can't be healing anymore. Into that wall, find the pick. Not going to be there just yet. Pressure for best max, best aim. It's one decision between life and absolute demise.
Luckily, being able to wait out the storm surge until just enough people get eliminated is allowing Best Mex just a moment to breathe, a moment to heal himself up and re-look at what's going on. Sticking to the backside of zone right now does mean he is going to be taking storm damage, but it does also mean that he isn't going to run into too many other players. Full box though, picking towards height, sticking towards the mid ground though, and actually makes a great rotation to the front side of zone. But as I say that, he rotates right into a Jargu and gets the elimination into Jargu. What a great shot from full box spot.
Yeah, absolutely precise. Ends up taking out a goat and ends up getting that free refresh as well. Has to be able to make it out of this spot though. Has a lot to just be able to get his HP back up, but this layer has so many desperate players on it. Meanwhile, up top, X6 looking good, overbuilding, maybe fighting someone, but no, doesn't see anybody below. This is actually just to get away from all the gauntlet upper gut height limitations that people will be pushing for all the time. We'll be able to have a little bit of a shot off on one of them before things get going. He's able to just bolster up exactly where he is too. Wants to keep this height and has the mass to be able to do it. Isn't going to be able to connect, build back up, and now he's got a really structured base.
That connection was good. Dropping down was so risky there, but it looks like there's just so much chaos going on to the low and mid ground that he was able to make some moves on the high ground without too many people being aware of him. And as we can see, he is getting chopped out, so that was some good plays there, but not in time. And it looks like Pixel the Goat actually does go down to drop Khan getting the elimination. It's actually C22 now who's back on high ground.
C22 is looking good and also looking for the place to actually chop height to see what's good. X6 though has a double chug but needs to keep living. He actually gifts this all the way over to Light Dot. So now Light Dot has so much to be able to work with. Limited time though, has to loot, organize, and get out of here. Every second is that zone doing damage. Finally is able to gauntlet all the way away, all the way down to Dark Cube. Light Dot just a few layers up ahead next to Cube. C22 though might get that back-to-back. It's him on height with Khan all the way up top, dropping down, breaking the builds, but he's able to just hold it for now. Height fight, pyramids blocked, and he's able to just absolutely layer out, gain control. Khan not stopping for it though, is still going in. C22 is electing to just drop down for now. Does not want to get crazy with the mats, wants to wait for his opportunity to lock it in and down. Finally, zero pressure. This guy's making all the right decisions.
Ooh, Dark Hue going for the shots onto the low ground right now. Gets an elimination. I say that, but actually misses the elimination. Gets eliminated himself. That is really good for Lorenz right there. But C22 still on the high ground. Actually looks that a few other players are going to be fighting for Plasma Fight right below him. But now a player right above him. He is sandwiched and looks like he's actually going to be dropping down. He does not want to be close to that high ground player. He still has good builds and good heals. But is he going to get the chop onto Cube? No, it looks like Cube is going to be able to rotate away from that area. And C22 now sticking to the low ground and playing it a little bit passively. Light Dot now going for a few shots, gonna try and get that burst SMG to just break these builds, but not much is happening for Light.
Yeah, pressure for him down below, but C22 is making every right decision, and he's been the only one to save all these mats. Low HP, but he's got a chunk to be able to use, and has to watch his feet as he uses it. That's where the pressure will come from first. Khan up top, no mats. That's the difference in player right now. He's the one looking to see what to do next. Gauntlets for C22. He goes up twice, 3 times. And the fourth is a shot that comes in. No, denied. The second win in a row. Khan, desperation, picking for just mats towards the ground, drowning in the lake below. Light Dot has the power. He's taken body after body. Great to be able to have in this moment. And he's looking to close out the game. A fourth for Toe, but it's the win that matters the most.
Light Dot right now making quick work of his opponents, but he still has 2 players left, and it doesn't matter how many eliminations you have. It matters if you get the win, and Light Dot is pushing for that right now, going for another high ground, while the 2 players down below, Cube and Rest, fight it. But above, waiting patiently, looking down on his opponent's Light Dot, waiting for the right enter time, goes for the engagement, goes for the third party. Is he gonna be able to get the game? And he gets the final elimination onto Cube. Light Dot, your winner for game number 2 of the MrSavage PlayStation Cup.
And it was so close. C22 had some control in that one. The winner of the first, Light Dot, the one being even more patient, staying inside his boxes and waiting for everybody to make those mistakes. He capitalized on all of them. He hit the perfect shots every single time. And this guy's the one-word sentence speaker. He just shoots that shotgun once, you're done. You don't get to have a conversation with him again, and he moves on to the next. He had so many chug jugs to be able to use with, and he had really good inventory management towards the backside of that storm. A really good game from Light Dot, and $750 going straight into his wallet.
You definitely think that Light Dot is probably appreciating the fact that Khan was pushing for high ground so hard against C22 that both of them used so many heals and so many mats that they weren't really able to recover. Even though both of them were able to hold high ground for a few zones, it was actually Light who was able to just kind of rest in the low ground and rest in the mid ground that was able to turn that into a win. So although high ground wins games, sometimes it takes so much resources to even be able to control high ground that it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, the craziness of trying to keep it. So many players, again, wouldn't really normally do that in a regular Fortnite game, FNCS, or even like a cash cup here and there, right? It's just when the format is all about winning, you have to keep all innings. You have to make sure you're taking the risky bet to control the entire lobby. Con Art, I know, on a good day, if it was a normal format, would just play for that final zone, play for more eliminations. When the eliminations just don't matter, you have to just try to get hype over and over again. And that's what makes this format and tournaments like these so much more fun to watch.
Final moments for Light Dot here, waiting for the 2 players to fight on each other so that he can get a safe third party. And that's really just what it's all about. It's not necessarily about the flashiest moves. Sometimes it's just about playing the smartest. And that is what we saw now. A second winner for our PlayStation Cup and a second person to walk away with $750.
Yeah, looking really good. 2 wins so far on the day. $750 up in the business as well for both of them. We got even more to give after this. These are the people that are performing the best in that last game, I believe. Razor up in the business with some elims as well, but C22 is doing so good at having just impact in every single game. Match 2, Light Dot up in the business specifically for him. A very good one. Cube was right there too overall. Elims not looking as high in this one towards the top 10. But that's just because people are realizing it's all about winning the game now, not keying too much.
We also saw much more Storm Surge in that game. Actually, I don't even know if we saw it in game number 1. So we already can see a little bit more passiveness. And I thought it was already passive in game number 1. So we can probably imagine that that is going to be happening more and more. But I think also when it comes down to it, is that we're going to see some players probably not fighting for high ground as much. We did see a few of our like top teams, obviously C22 and Con there, really pushing for height, and it both just kind of like bit them in the butt. So being able to hold on to your resources is much more valuable than being able to hold on to high ground. But a lot of that comes down to kind of fighting for it. C22 like pushed for high ground and then went really high and then dropped down to connect it, which obviously he got chopped right afterwards, so it was worth it, but just used up so many materials to do that. So it'll be interesting to see if he changes up his high ground strategy next game.
You know, as I said in the mid game though, if you're averaging first place, second place, top 5, time after time, over and over again, I feel like you just stick with what you're doing, right? Like maybe next time, and hopefully Khan's not there to just challenge him over and over again. I think the biggest thing that's the difference from game 1 to game 2 is in game 1, C22 didn't have a rival and have somebody else who was just trying so hard to win the game. Everybody was just trying to get used to exactly how this tournament was going down and trying to survive and not thrive in this format. Khan, a player to look out for. Again, you can't count out anyone here. There's so many people that went down in the first 10 eliminations who were second place in the first game. So, you know, if you haven't done anything yet, if you've lost 2 box fights back to back, if you've just had trouble in match 1 and 2, match 3, it's the same stakes. First place, $750.
And see, they're already showing the strat right now. You have to wear the skins. I don't know if either of the players that have won were actually wearing the skins, but hear me out. It's going to give you a confidence boost because look how good these skins are. And I know I'm kind of promoting it, being like, oh, this is a chance for you to win. But people already won. Top 200 players, and that is from the open qualifiers, have already walked away with a MrSavage bundle. So congratulations to them. But now it is all about the win. If you're just joining us right now, the player that gets a victory royale for the next 4 games is going to be walking away with $750 for each victory royale. That is a nice chunk of change for a game of Fortnite.
I mean, it's huge. You talked about, you know, some of the stuff that we'd want to do with the money. The players are the ones that are making it though. Match number 3 means is the 3rd instance of us giving out $750, and we've seen a lot of desert type gameplay. We've been inside a particle accelerator. We've seen some crazy end games, mostly with water on the low ground, so it's been very tough for those guys to be able to lock it down and win the game. Again, I want to see the snow biomes. I want to see some frigidness. Let me see if I can get into that fortress.
Instead, we are here in the dry desert, which is it's kind of where I live, in the middle of the desert. It's very hot, but you know, you got lots of sand, so that's cool. Light Dot, pretty good start right now. We already saw him have a great loadout, and being one of the only players to land here in New Sanctuary is definitely giving him probably all the mats that he would need.
I'm living in a desert too, you know. Tundras are also technically classified as deserts.
That's right. You're Canadian tundra.
Yep. Is it even classified as that though? I live in a city, so it's the whole thing.
There's a lot of pianos down here. What's the story with all these pianos?
Yeah, so basically one piano was here before and felt very lonely. It was that brown one right there. So they added more pianos around him, but you can never just have 2. Like there's always a 3rd one that wanted to tap in. So, you know, eventually a lot of pianos were there, and I'm pretty sure you call a family of pianos a what's the word for it again, Kelly?
A conglomeration.
Yes, a conglomeration of pianos. So that's why that sneaky POI is called the piano conglomerate. So that is that's the backbone of Fortnite right there. They don't talk about.
I love the message of class warfare in it, because as you say, the original piano, this kind of old-timey, like Western piano, surrounded by a bunch of grand pianos. What's the message that they want to talk about there? And what's the message that we're getting from War right now? He doesn't want to fight, then why is your name War?
I think his name is actually Yawar. It's just capitalized in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That could be a possibility.
It is.
That's a 5% chance. So I think 95% of the time, people are probably calling him War. But it's true. These are philosophical questions that I would have the funding to research and answer if I won a game inside the MrSavage PlayStation Cup Finals. Again, winning a game will get you $750. Fund your own philosophical questions. Buy some V-Bucks. Buy the skin. You really should. But if you're competing, you don't have to. The top 200 players already got the skin, got the back bling, got more stuff after that, after the fact as well. And a classic bot, you know what he has? Mats. Max mats, in fact. It's time to get some metal, my friend, and keep playing the game.
A classic bot classically pretending to be a human. Find some heals. Doesn't really find too much else as far as mats go. Looks like they are just prioritizing grabbing a few chests instead of prioritizing farming up. And there's a few players to the right of them and goes for the gauntlet rotate, but unfortunately actually just kind of slows you down a little bit. Instead, gonna just wall up a bit, start farming. And yeah, it's a classic play from a classic bot.
When's the last time you were at a beach, Kelly? Beach like that shore.
A week ago I was in Cancun.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You were doing ground research for how these POIs needed to be this season.
Yeah, no.
Kelly, hard worker, always, even on vacation, on the job. You know,
Thank you.
You got to lock in. You have to lock in. You know where I was?
Where?
I was at the piano store finding more pianos for that little bunker there. You know, just sourcing, making sure we're picking the right ones.
I mean, that conglomeration of pianos isn't going to start itself.
Exactly. You need somebody not just doing the beach work, but the piano work as well. It's the whole thing. I mean, in match 3, Vedits definitely has to be doing some more work too. We watch Vedits in the business, you know, farming up, getting some good rotations. I want to see him in the top 10 in the end games, maybe getting closer to these wins. Fear-free Swag, I mean, has to be false advertising in his name right now because Swag is coming at a big cost of your HP right now, buddy. We got some mats being expended too. I'm liking the choice of brick because there's so many rocks around him. Not talking Dwayne Johnson. I'm talking about the actual specific rocks on the ground you can farm. Also butchers his name right there as I'm trying to just say 20,000 words per minute, but it's totally fine. He goes all the way to the edge side of the zone, being chased and hounded right now. What does he have? This elimination is worth nothing. You've got the damage. Is this a message also being sent? What is the message here, Kelly? With fear-free Swag being attacked and hounded on.
I think when someone says that they're not afraid of you, that makes you want them to fear you. So with the name Fear-Free Swag, you just want to instill fear. It's reverse psychology. And you can see by him running away, a little bit of fear, but I say running away, he's actually going on the fight right now. Looks to be going for Isro, who has just a sliver of health left. If Fear can just turn this around, get the shot with the iron pump, that is going to be an elimination for him. But taking a moment. Looks like actually going to be disengaging because he is going to get third-partied right now. Fear-free Swag. Ironic the name of Fear, but he was in chat just an hour ago talking about how afraid he was that you guys were going to stream his elimination. So looks like he might need to change his name as well. Aloe slowly making his way over to Amplify, taking a moment to play patiently. But Amp looks like he's going to be rotating away, and unfortunately that is not going to be an elimination for him. But Zora, though, a player that we watched get eliminated in game number 2, looks like they want to actually fight Isro now.
He's fighting Isro, and he's standing as tall as a column. He's not going to find too much inside the fight. Goes away and goes outside zone. Again, doesn't have any whites to be able to heal with and move forward, but we'll have a chance to roll around in the zone for a hot minute. It doesn't do too much damage. You have campfires in the way. You got some med kits and bandages to probably track and find. He should be good for now. And yeah, he finds a little bit of a site that has a few of them. Perv versus Khan inside the mid game as well. 2 players that are really good at playing that end game, especially Khan on that high ground in game number 2.
Curve here, excited to see him compete here in the Console Cup. Always lovely to see some of our top competitors in the FNCS really showing up in just all kinds of tournaments for Fortnite. And that to me is what like makes or breaks our top competitors, are the people that are like willing to compete in literally everything. And actually Curve walked away in 3rd place in the Solo Victory Cup that happened just a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. So already proving himself to be a solo competitor, but that was on PC. Can he get a win on console?
Sometimes harder. For some people, also easier when it comes to just the rotations up in the business as well. But for me, watching this PlayStation Cup happen time after time, it feels like it's just as hard as some of these other game modes on the PC or whatever platform you're playing on. Feels like here on PlayStation as well, people are locked in the competition. This shotgun is insane in terms of value and damage. Guys are stirred up, boxed out, gonna be completely owned like a fish in this one. Oh, absolutely just boxed and sold. Curve is too good with it.
Look at that. Just full mats. Doesn't really need anything. No one's even near him, so he doesn't have to worry. Oh, I say no one's near him. Yeah, no one's near him, so he's fine. He can just chill right now. Doesn't have to worry about Storm Surge. Oh, hey, look, there's some vending machines for you, so you can get everything you want. And now let's take a look at some maybe less fortunate individuals, like Zvel here, who, kind of just in the middle of the Bollywood Boulevard there. Or Battlewood Boulevard, I should say.
I was about to say Bollywood Boulevard.
That's so funny.
I was about to tap in. I was about to major tap in and just review the entire POI. Okay, what did they put where? Why is this Bollywood Boulevard? What is going on? Not a chance. Amar. Wonder how long he's been crouched. Is the key unbound? Did it glitch on the keyboard? Or is it just to get some pot shots on RB down below?
I think so. I think it's one of those things where you just kind of hope Arby has not the longest memory and may have forgotten that Amari was there, because I'm pretty certain Amari's already taken a few shots onto him, but now he's definitely aware that Amar is going to be going down below and actually goes for the rock instead, collecting just a little bit of brick right in front of his opponent. That, wow. The gumption. And speaking of gumption, taking a few shots onto Dark, far away, but going to be quickly boxing up. Just wants a few tags in case Storm Surge does activate. But that zone pulling all the way towards the southeastern side does mean that Amari is going to have to rotate sooner rather than later.
Has 2 shocks to do it with. Just I like to stay and get as much brick as possible before this rotation. 480 should be good enough. We have a lighthouse individual up top as well. Arsenic. Not going to see too much for now, but this is the POV when you have that zone pulled on this 4th one very early. Not many people are going to be walking around too much. Beach vacation over, by the way. A classic bot has fallen. So sad.
But still, 3 more games to go for them to get that $750 win. So although they're out now, they are not out of the competition just yet. Scare with elimination and a pretty decent loadout, that Chug Jug, and 3 big pots. Definitely going to be a nice boost towards the mid and late game. Doe, though, has a ton of shields, but should probably be using them right now. As he does, and it looks like whoever was chasing him is not going to be continuing that chase. Instead, looks like everyone's just trying to make their way into zone around him. Ooh, and there is a drop right in front of him. It looks like he's actually going to be fighting for it. And hopefully he can find a rare drop in one of these supplies.
I haven't seen one of these opened on stream for this season just yet, so we'll see if we're due. It's a good drop or a bad one. We got to rate this one as well. Open up, chug on the business.
Listen.
Shotgun action, some gauntlets.
It's like not a mythic, but getting another Chug Jug and getting full 20, like, gauntlets, that's going to be nice towards the end game right now. I mean, look at Scare. Scare's looking pretty good. He's like right in the middle zone. I know it's still just zone 4 and there's 72 players alive, but Scare is definitely positioning himself for a great end game.
Rest of the players coming in from zone now. Bot here to be able to play again next to Bully. Ever tried making an actual home inside Fortnite, Kelly, not just these 1x1 boxes?
Like in Fortnite?
Yeah, like just designing a whole one before the entire Lego stuff happened. I'm just saying, you know, inside the game, inside a public lobby.
You know, the first time I ever played Fortnite was back when it was just a wave shooter. And I would build some fun things there. I remember all the traps and stuff you would build. But then I was like, oh, this game's kind of dumb. And then I didn't play it for 4 years. And then they hit me up and they're like, hey, you want to cast a game with Shio and Bala? And I was like, I don't know who those guys are, but sure. And the rest is history.
And the game after that was so much fun. I had a very similar experience just revisiting this game in the very early days. I'm like, wow, this actually hits. I want to play this more. And I love that. It was really, really sick. Razor does not love trees. That one is gone. It does love being on the shore for now. Every single zone so far has had some semblance of water up in the business. Now, what does this mean, Kelly, philosophically?
I mean, when you think about water, water represents life, but Fortnite is all about getting elimination. So again, it's about the balance of life and eliminations.
There's no other word for eliminations. It's just life and elimination.
Listen, I said it earlier already on the show, and I almost just said it again. I feel like you're baiting me into it.
Bait is what you would use to fish, Kelly, and it's not even needed in this game. You can just use a fishing rod, as we were seeing before. Fear-free swag, again, false advertisement on the name, but I have to respect it. Sometimes you gotta run the scam. Runny, and I get right beside it and see exactly what this service is about. For fear-free swag, it's dropping shots into people running into you. For Runny, it's trying to get this person away. Nice just backwards movement as well, as that shock effect is still active. On the edge side of the zone, making so much noise that the neighbors are starting to get concerned as well. Harambe, alive again in 2026, is going to be able to look back at these boxes and maybe find some value. Runny, slowest 90 I've seen in my life, is going to be able to get towards the top of this hill.
Was that a 90? I felt like that was more of like a 45.
Honestly, seemed like a 45-year-old was making that 90 right there. I mean, you got to be precise sometimes, and this is why. You get slow with it, you stay patient, you find eliminations. That is what running's all about.
You know, Shia, we were talking about baiting and fishing, and that right there was just shooting fish in a barrel. Why go fishing out in the ocean, out into the pond, when you can just go into a barrel and shoot them? Jargu taking a few shots onto Arby's right here, but the sandwiches are not what's going to be waiting for him. Instead, it's going to be potentially an elimination, but instead, just going for some loot on the ground. Pepe Walker doing an interesting bush strat with a brick right there, which you would think would let players know, hey, there's a player right here. But it does not, and he actually gets a few shots onto Scare right there. Swax up onto the mountain, no shields, and it looks like Walker might get a chance. Actually goes on to Vero instead. Walker just getting shot after shot onto all these players. Swexy, one of the only players to avoid the damage, and as I say that, he does get tagged himself. And Walker right here, I judged his bush strat, and I'm sorry. Clearly, you are far more advanced than I am, and this is the strat that everyone should be using.
You don't understand it, Kelly. You know, you think that they know that you aren't there or are there to the wall, but because you think they know, they actually don't know, but then they'll think that you don't know that they know, so you know to stay here and get bullets and shots down. And that's exactly what Pepe Walker 72 is doing. Look at this damage. 400, 500, 600 above Storm Surge, and hopefully when he wins this, $750 inside his pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the MrSavage PlayStation Cup Finals. If you want to play in more tournaments that are powered by PlayStation, check it on your PlayStation console, man. You can directly from the console join these tournaments. Be like Hugh Saber, right? At the brink of elimination, drinking a chug jug, wondering if this game is even worth playing. Or you could be like C22, walking away with $750 in your first game, second place, or, you know, in that top 5 in the last one. There's so many emotions here. You can experience the entire competitive threshold all across directly from your PlayStation device. Hugh Saber is in a tough spot, and it gets tougher, Kelly. He's got to move to the other side of the world, from Iceland straight away to Antarctica. It's a big rotation.
You know, you're talking about emotions, though. I feel like Saber is taking a bit of a relief as far as emotions go, because it looked like that was it and done for him, but able to use his big and minis to get up to full shield there now, effective 132 HP, and it's going to be needed up against Swax on Expo, but instead it looks like Swax is going to be avoiding that fight right there. Saber slowly crawling up the hill right here, not going to be able to kind of rotate easily, but instead going again onto Swax, but it looks like Swax goes onto him, and what a great return!
He just punches him out of the competition. This guy's like, I'm not even gonna bring out my shotgun. You aren't worth it. Double gauntlet straight to the face. I haven't seen that happen at all just yet. So hilarious. And what is this? Don't lose the fight. Okay, Tarps, you're looking fine, and it's got to get back to tarping here. You got nothing, but did get 3 more gauntlet charges to use after that one. Huge to be able to move in for the game. Conard up in the business as well. This individual was the one slated to win that last game and got usurped and stolen towards the end of the day by the rest of the players around him, but he tried really hard to find height against one of the best players we have playing as well, C22. So him being back in this game closer to height is just absolutely making me excited for where this game will go. Ripped Tides, though, is exactly where C22 lands. He understands the entire flora and fauna around this POI. He knows exactly where the best spots are when the zone is rotating as well. We're now in his home ground. He's already taken $750 away from everybody else. Can he find a second game win?
Oof, the zone pulling north right now might actually be a great position for C22 to get a few shots, and he actually goes on to the bush strike. Cube does get a little bit of a tag, but does actually survive most of the shots as C22 rain down. And as this zone does pull north of him, C22 actually, I think he thinks that there's a lot more players far more south than he is, and he's just not getting any good angles onto these players. Most of them have actually already rotated except for Pepe Walker there. Is it going to pay off? And no, unfortunately, the final player just south of him does rotate north. So now looking onto Curb with just 40 HP, he does have a splash and he needs to use right now if he doesn't want to get eliminated. A little bit of the shield grenade is going to give him just a little bit of a boost as well. That shotgun, though, in his hands, he is ready for anyone to just jump into his box and get the elimination, hopefully get the refresh. But C22, he doesn't need any refreshes right now. 90 builds isn't necessarily the most, but he is in a pretty good position, and it seems like he knows it himself.
Understands that he has some time to work with. Meanwhile, an ever-growing concrete jungle down below, lost inside the tarps and trees. Tarps himself is going to see if he can be free and finding a little bit of more space beside his boxes. C22 again, the tech, the movement, saving materials, being so precise with everything as well, not doubling up with the pyramids either if it's not needed. Only on fresh edits. This guy knows exactly how to chain lanes from his position, man. It's crazy. Restry, a person we haven't seen on hype before, is locked in, but here comes Chunky Champ battling for it. Gauntlets up in tow, just a rotation, not actually a way to usurp that high ground. Restry's gonna be able to stay up here for now, but you know people will be coming in.
Restry, though, with just 45 HP, looks like he's going to be dropping down himself and instead gets eliminated in the air. And that means that high ground is now open. Is Evasive going to take this opportunity to push for high ground himself with 100 builds? It looks like he actually might have a chance to go for it, but with no mobility, there's not much of an opportunity for him to climb that high ground. C22 does still have a shockwave in hand, but it looks like he's going to be holding on to that for as long as he can. And Glow with 13, I should say, stacks onto his gauntlets is going to give him enough mobility to push up to high ground and fight Paragon for it. Builds on top of Paragon, and hopefully Paragon's actually going to be disengaging here because Glow has everything he needs to be able to hold this high ground for just the next few minutes, but he does not have, actually, he has 400 metal builds, so that right there is going to set himself up pretty for holding high ground.
Still light dot up in the business. Zeus aim there too, and C22 up in tow as well. So some of the scariest players we have so far are all alive for this end game. Close, a new person to tap into this one. He's going to be looking to see what's next. Zeus taken up by Paragon, who's really good at those box fights. Meanwhile, War, not an edge map rotation this time. He's actually in the center, in the business of everything around him going to be taken while he falls down to new floors. Amar is going to be there to be able to take every single build back his way. His wall damage, not going to be towards his side. In another box, he's taken down.
Man, lots of neighbors there, everyone sharing houses together, because as soon as you move out into one box, another box you're moved into, you got a roommate right there waiting for you. Glow season, waiting for more people to try and push him onto height, and it looks like this height fight is going to be happening right now, but Glow able to hold it just a little bit. C22 fighting just below him, more players pushing up to high ground, but he's just able to push them away. But now with only 14 builds, he's not going to be able to hold height that much longer. Vero now down on the low ground with a few players fighting. Is he going to take this opportunity to get the shot onto Jargu, one of our top competitors right now, on the low ground with the rest of the chaos? But quick moment, quick rest fight before the action continues.
Two-prong fight on both sides. Is this three little one-on-one happening down below? Meanwhile, up top, it's all a hype fight. C22 baiting people to get higher. At the same time, Glow's trying to just hold on to hype for now. 9 builds just left. This zone has been taking Vero in the middle of it all. Dewey up in the business as well. Best Max going down. He's the one that kind of overbuilt to try to get towards Glow's. So spent that. Matt spent the resources to be able to just keep that height, and C22 is able to refresh. 19 builds to be able to use, even more now. He might be able to go straight for that high ground. Doesn't have gauntlets to be able to use for it. Is electing to stay chill and just stay close, looking for the first chance to maybe land a shot on anyone who wants to get out of the rocks down below. Not gonna find it yet. All 5 players being so silent, not a single shot being rained down right now, and Glow's going back up to his own builds. He's gonna just wait things out. C22 is gonna take out Jargu maybe on his own, absolute low, is able to pyramid him off, has no idea what's happening up above him. Gotta be careful here. He's gonna move right over the box of Dewey. Is the edit coming through is the question. Waits for all 3 players in the business. C22 traded by Jargu, and he doesn't win either. Everybody just falls to the zone. I think it's Glows who gets the win all the way at the top.
I think you're right. We're going to have to take a moment there to make sure that we have the right neighbor, and it is Glow who won from high ground. Who needs to get elimination, Shayo, when everyone's doing it for you on the low ground?
Seriously, just the smarts to be able to double gauntlet back up to your builds when you just have 9. I mean, that's amazing from Glow. Love to see it, absolutely. Things look so good. Honestly, genuinely amazing from Glows in that position.
3 games down, 3 more to go, and that means that we have 3 more winners that we need to be giving $750 to for the MrSavage PlayStation Cup. It's already been exciting so far, Shia. We've had some water zones, we've had some mountain zones, but we still haven't gotten that snowy zone yet.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 3 more games coming. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
PlayStation. PlayStation.
No two competitors are the same. Some run on routine for the chance to win big. Some make time to rise through the brackets. Some lock in with confidence. However you prepare, there's a place for every kind of competitor. PlayStation Tournaments. Sign up today on PS5.
PlayStation.
Glow's up in the business. Game number 4 is up in tow. And right now, it's all just about being patient. I feel like in that third game, Kelly, it was just, you know, waiting out your wins.
No, I mean, Glow right here kind of showing just how exciting the tournament that we have and just kind of showcasing what's so cool about a Victory Cup, having a 90th place game in game number 1 and then turning that into a Victory Royale in game number 3. And now Glow himself almost going down, but being able to recover just goes to show how volatile this game mode is, this tournament style, where really it's just make or break, and it doesn't matter. Like, you know, you can't really say once you get eliminated, oh, well, at least I'm still in the top 10 leaderboard, because it doesn't matter if you're in the top 10 leaderboard. All that matters is that win.
Yeah, we are looking here on broadcast to find someone that can go back to back and maybe get 2 wins real quick, but it's been tough to be able to find that as a possibility, tough to be able to find that happening consistently in a format like this. Scare is able to pick up another elimination again. It's going to be huge for this guy just in terms of aggression. Want to see it pay off. If you're just tuning in, you haven't seen the other 3 games, you're wondering what the format is like, only the Victory Royale matters. The pricing in total today is $4,500. It's split 6 ways, so each game is worth $750 a pop. And the way to get it is just by winning. Sometimes winning starts with aggression. Restreet was there on high ground before. Glow took it over. He's going to try to find a way to start the game aggressive this time. Get that surge damage in. And at this point, you don't have these many mats to be able to make these many builds. So that's using a really good job at putting the pressure down onto Moon. Almost taken down now. I don't think he has any materials left.
Oof. That hill, though, providing Moon just a little bit of protection before the end is over, and Rest getting elimination there. Now pretty much having this eastern, southeastern side all to himself, so might have been a great play there to go on the aggression. But speaking of aggression, Electro with the mythic shotgun is not something you want to face. I think it does something like 170 body damage.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insanity. Okay, got to be careful. And what the downside / gimmick to it is just every 2 seconds you just have to reload. You get like 1 powerful shot pretty much.
Yeah, you can't reload it yourself. It just it reloads every 2 seconds. So if you miss, then, you know, that's when you just switch to the burst SMG or something. But if you hit that, it's really hard to miss the body shot, so you never really miss.
Gonna be crazy playing with that one. Probably picking up Patuko as well. Things looking good so far.
I really want to see this this zipline item used a bit more. We saw it like once or twice so far, and obviously we're not watching everyone, so maybe more players are using it in the early game, but I'd just like to see someone use it a little bit more aggressively.
So, saw like a little bit of POV from Savage, who was watching a few players that was also that were also using that zipline as much as they could, usually in like foresty biomes, because trees can cover your like vertical sight lines a little bit better if you are going on chases or trying to rotate. We talked about Frigid Fortress. I think Kelly's preferred place to land as well. That wasn't you know, has nothing to do with lattes.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're working on it, seeing what the map designers can do. But we're not going to be staying there for too long. Most of the zones so far have been south side. Last one is towards the bottom left side of the map as well, so gotta be close here. Cromps again, second place in that first game, now in game 4, taken out by Zeus. That's gotta be rough.
That is rough, but honestly, Zeus is a pretty aggressive god. If there's anyone I don't want to fight, it would be, out of all the mythologies in the world, I wouldn't want to make Zeus mad, so understandable that once you fight him, it is going to spell disaster for you. Being smote by the mighty Zeus himself might be a good reason to not engage with him in the last 2 games. This is the 3rd to last game, just 2 more after this, and a lot of these players know that their opportunity to walk away with $750 is becoming a bit more slim, so maybe aggression is the name of the game. I feel like we're seeing a little bit more aggression in game 4 than we have in the previous 3 games.
People are trying to get some momentum, trying to make sure that, hey, if I have a chance to win this game, I want it to be a banger. I want it to be a good one. I don't want to hunt for my Storm Surge. I just want to fight as much as I can and try to link good play after good play into a win. Murfindy, though, patience only just goes over for 40 damage. The issue is that, you know, for you, Merfandy, that house of yours did not have a grand piano that's sleek, black and glossy. That was an antique one instead. You know, I'm a piano connoisseur right now, so just analyzing that box fight would have gone better if that house had a better piano.
You ever play the piano?
I tried. I genuinely have tried. I'm a percussionist, Kelly. I've played the drums for like, I think 20 years now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Any instruments of your own?
I was forced to play the trumpet, and I hated it. So no, I'm terrible with music.
Is there any instrument you'd want to play?
Oh man, I think piano is actually pretty cool. Anytime I have a few friends that can play like video game music, and if you ever like at a hotel lobby and they just sit down and are able to play this beautiful music, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know what instrument I wish I could play?
Kazoo.
No, my PlayStation 5 controller. I wish I had it right now to be able to sign up for some of these PlayStation Cups myself. Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to play some PlayStation tournaments, many different games too, not just Fortnite. There are more Fortnite ones coming up, though. Hopefully, you can tap in via just your PlayStation controller, man. Everything's in app. Everything's in the business. You yourself could be playing these games. That for me, top 5 instrument.
Well, Shayo, you're talking about music and everything, and we're talking about Fortnite, we're talking about PlayStation. Well, there's the Fortnite Festival in Fortnite now. So if you want to play some music and maybe you're not, you know, instrumentally inclined like I am, well, you don't need to, because you can just play Fortnite Festival and you just have to hit dots when they appear on the screen. So, bam, there you go.
True. Flores would wish that this game was as simple as Fortnite Festival then, because right now the only dots he's seeing are maybe just some black ones in his vision. He's getting absolutely concussed right now inside that box, getting rattled with a shotgun over and over again. Roxanne, what you doing? Up in the business too? I am wondering the same thing. Why is Roxanne in these box fights? What are we here for when we could be topping up our mats? Flores actually is able to get away from the fight for a second. It's Zeus. He's the one chasing this down, and he's keeping up with someone shockwaving away. This is crazy.
Flores doing whatever he can, and Zeus, especially with the name of AIM in there, he knows that he has a great shot, but Flores returning right now, actually more HP, and he looks like he's gonna turn it around on to Zeus. Flores says, I will fight you, God, and I will come out on top.
Electric from Flores right there. Switching up the momentum, realizing that, yeah, I don't have like maybe the mechanics or the know-how right now under this pressure to box fight this guy. If he gives me a chance, I'm jumping up, hitting that shotgun shot, and absolutely rifling him through. So really good job at just completely putting the pressure into relief mode inside Treetop Terrace.
Man.
I tried guessing what it was. Tip top, never mind.
Oh, you were,
Top
I
Terrace.
mean,
Was
Treetop,
close.
that's pretty close. You got the alliteration. If you can't figure out the name of a Fortnite POI, just assume it's an alliteration. You'll probably get it right. Droney has something right now. He's got lots of builds right now and a player right next to him, but taking just this opportunity to fortify this little base he's built up for himself. And finally, Shayo, I think we might get a snowy zone. Or maybe we're just looking at some snowy zones right now. I'm hoping that zone pulls north.
The zone keeps pulling north. With the way these games are starting to go now for some of these players, it's going to be tough, because I feel like when it's towards the south side, you have an easier time rotating on this map. Already a few players have been fighting so much, and now if you're going north as well, I mean, the terrain's going to be difficult. You're going to be having a tough time playing this game. For C22, he's going to juggle these meds and make sure that he's going to be able to heal at a better spot and have that chug jug to be able to use, save that prime time healing for later.
No, I love it. This is definitely a different play style than we're seeing from most of the lobby right here, and this is something that we would see from top level FNCS competitors, rotating your heals over, being stuck in Storm for a long time, but knowing that no one else is going to be close to the western side. So even though you're going to be stuck in Storm, he has all the heals he needs, and now he's going to be able to fully make his way over for the rotation. And just like that, easy to grab some barrels, heal yourself up, and stay into Storm so that you can avoid any potential mid-game engagements.
Amari going to be able to pick up another one as well onto Cube, who came like, what, second in some of these games. Refindy going to have to tap that med kit soon.
Ooh.
Okay. Fine for now. Really greeting on this one. I mean, people just spend so long inside these zones, but it's because you have the opportunity to lock stuff in. just like this. Juggle the heals, be greedy with it, find some new ones, chain chests you never thought you could, because you have so much more time. Time's running out. Game number 4 for a lot of these players. If you haven't found that win every single time somebody else does, you have less chances to do so. Still, 3 chances, including this game, are still left over.
Well, looks like Droney might be positioning himself for his own chance. Still farming up any materials that he can get, while the zone does look like it's going to be closing over towards more of the northwestern corner here. So Droney is going to have a chance, if he kind of boxes up, for a lot of these players over on the eastern and southeastern side to rotate over to him, and hopefully that's going to be a chance for him to get a few tags, as 61 players alive on zone is actually pretty good. This is definitely one of the more aggressive games that we've seen today, so it probably doesn't have to worry too much about Storm Surge just yet. Swexy with that gray iron pump. I can imagine not being able to find a better shotgun, but the iron pump, definitely one of the better guns in the game right now for these box fights. But going up against full boxed, I don't know if I'd want to fight someone like that.
Yeah, not for now. 61 still left alive in this one, and you asked for the North Circle, Kelly. You got one temporarily for now. We are pulled up north just a little bit. Toxic finds that care package. Wonder what's exactly inside it for the guy. The last one that we saw just had a high rarity shotgun, some shields, the gauntlet. This time golden. Is that golden or mythic? I don't even know.
That is a mythic burst SMG. That right there, with its beautiful hit scan, is just going to tear apart anyone that comes into his line of sight. Honestly, even like mid to long range, it does really good damage. So that is a great find for him right there. Unfortunately, I don't think he got a chug jug out of that. So that is probably not exactly what he wanted out of the care package, but not the worst situation.
Flores winning that fight is going to be changing the entire direction of his game. The POI that he lands in or rotates to has been free for so long. Zeus, who's been in the top 5 sometimes inside these games, or the potential of having so towards the top 10, ended up losing a box fight earlier on to Flores. Now we're in a situation where the terrorist is the zone, and he owns the entire server basically. Toxic, gotta be careful with this one. No shields, so all damage permanent right now. No heals either. This is gonna be a rough one to move with.
This is insane. 3 mobility items, 13 bills, and then one of the best guns in the game. Is he going to be able to turn this around, get a great elimination to a player that might have some heals? Because that is the only way. Could you imagine having all of this and going down because you just don't have heals, and it's zone 5? He has to get an elimination onto Max. Hopefully here he's going to be able to get a med kit or a chug jug or something, because you do not want to make it into the end game with no heals.
Would be tough. Just 3 bills, has to all in somebody now.
Oh,
and there it is. 2 big shots. Not gonna find too much else just yet, but both these guys will have to move. A big one coming in, and yes, I think that SMG finally is gonna trade hands and power.
man, hopefully that finds a new home, and that home is treats it well, because that gun is a nice gun, and I'm glad that it didn't just go to the wayside and fall on the ground. It was picked up by someone, and hopefully we'll see that in the end game right now. I don't know if we're going to be seeing RDZ in the end game, though. Barely any health to his name. And speaking of that, Das able to box up real quick as he gets shot down to just 20 HP right now. He does have 16 charges on those gloves, so there is a chance to get away, but that just makes you such a target, and a target is going to be put onto his back. Das, unfortunately, going to have to go back to the lobby and fight again in game number 5.
Well, Anxiety is going to have their twin anxiety with them in the mind, as he's going to be able to jump from tree to tree, just getting absolutely splattered by shots at the same time. Electro going to sneak his way into a build-free base of a bush. Noise XBL up top. Going to be almost looking down on him, but we're pulling even more north onto Tip-Top Terrace, which means we have a chance for the zone to double push into the actual snow side. Ooh, final second shot. Millisecond shot coming in from Electro too to get that damage all the way up, but he's putting the law down with this shotgun, man. Not missing a single opportunity when it's presented.
And And with Storm Surge being active, although he's not getting eliminations, these shots are going to be helpful right now. Electro with the Mythic Shotgun is just going to be doing so much damage. These players that have no shield are going to just be clean pickings for them, but Electro actually going to take a chance here to not go for the back end of zone and box himself up, which I think actually is a bit of a safer play. He was being a little too confident there, and we know that just a little overconfidence can spell disaster for some of these players.
No confidence when zone is locking in. Everybody wants to be patient. We're actually doubling back to a lot of builds made from a bunch of people who just got into this zone, so you can expect a lot more height takes in this game. You'll see a lot more risks being taken and box fights being prolonged. The people who are actually on this zone right now, things get very tricky, finicky. You can't trust walls, floors, or roofs at the same time. TVP up on screen right now as well. Such a good loadout to be able to look at. And Yasir, yes, this SMG might not be mythic, but it still tears absolute shreds through all these wooden builds.
I kind of like this little moment right here for this early high ground take. He's got a really good position on the edge, so he's getting these clean tags for free. And obviously he's not holding high ground right now, so he's not having to use that many materials, but he is positioning himself to be able to claim height if he wants to. And with almost full mats right now, it is definitely Yasir's game to win. But taking a look onto Zora right now, 2 eliminations now, turning that into 3 onto Light Dot, one of our top competitors right now. Definitely going to be giving Zora a confidence boost right now as she does this reverse gauntlet. That was really interesting to see. I love that position. To see anyone going down below behind her, and that right there gives her just a little bit more awareness to know that there's people shooting down and able to recover.
Zora trying their best to get into this zone while relieving a lot of pressure. Has the gauntlets to use, but has to make it outside of these builds. Not too many builds of their own to be able to lock in with either. And while this zone locks in on the terrace, we'll see where we end up getting pulled next. Towards the left side, nobody has builds for this one. This is brand new territory, and the ground looks a little bit rocky. I'm not saying too much water up in the way, but you don't want to be ultimate low for this one. It could get a little bit scary with the changes of elevation. Flores, home turf so far. Lots of mats to be able to work with, and you can actually use this elevated treetop path to be able to move in. Kobe, though, talk about elevation. Absolute high ground, raining on people down below.
Oof. And having just all these trees around you is probably going to make it a little bit more challenging for people to take height away, but Kobe unfortunately not able to put into a position to easily claim height. But as I say that, he's able to attach himself to another one of those tall trees and rebuild height. Yasir, one of the players that we're looking at, actually goes down into shambles and is actually eliminated by Kobe there, and hopefully Kobe is going to be able to recover all the mats that Yasir was holding, but actually looks like Kobe not going to have enough time to do that and has to go back into zone. Zeus on the low ground, we saw him in the sky, now he's on the ground right now with all the rest of the mortals. With just 1 elimination, he's looking to get a few more. Sticking to the left side of zone in the front, it is just clear and easy to rotate, which is great because he just has only 9 mats to build with, and that is not going to be enough if he wants to claim some real estate down below. Kieran, with just 7 HP right now, is hoping that he can keep his way out of Storm.
Zeus, leave things open for just a second. You lose 100 times the relevant HP right there, my friend. Unfortunate. Not too much to use now. All in on this one. Fumbling over the builds a little bit. Finally finding a way onto a layer. Past that, Flores all the way up top. Finds Bully, makes him stop. After that, tries to reconnect. Not going to do it just yet. Looking for more shots all around him. Meanwhile, everybody else still moving and grooving inside the server. Kobe's found another way to get all the way up to height. Flores is going to punch his way close range. Has the match to be able to go with it, but decides just to relax for the moment. Oh, it's all broken down. Uppercut of freedom to keep Flores alive. The second time we've seen it, the reactions of these players are amazing. He's ultimately in the box drop. Shoni Flores can do it all.
The Terminator right now is terminating his opponents, but as I say that, he gets down and does get eliminated himself, and that is going to be done to Arsenic. Ferret just in the mid ground right now, trying to find any way he can get some more material. We're going to be taking down and going to be getting eliminated right now, and now we shift focus onto Arby, who's sticking to the low ground right now, but just trying to break builds, trying to find a little bit of an edge and an opportunity here to heal up, but also rotate. Great plays from Arby on the back end right now.
It's dense, it's chaotic inside these treetops, and a single wrong swing can get you just tumbling down these vines. Flick been targets from that pressure and that denseness before. Kobe has been above the canopy to be able to see everybody down below. This time, getting boxed out from getting that sight line. A single slip too will make him fall and take damage. That's lethal to the HP pool. Everybody's relaxed once again. Not a single body falling inside the movement of this zone. Bully though finds Samex and starts that chain reaction. How far and fast will the domino fall as we bounce back over to all the builds that these guys have created? Flick has the chance for an edit here, but stays too long in the sun. It's burned temporarily for now and can heal up as we see what happens next. It's Arsenic's position. Lots of mats to be able to use. 36 in total with a double chug situation going on. He has everything needed to win this game.
He has so much, but he only has 30 builds, and you can see him lowering himself down, knowing that he's gonna have to connect. He doesn't want to get chopped, and being able to get a refresh by lowering himself is going to be able to help him hold high ground even more. But so many eliminations onto the screen. Jargu is down, Backtalk gets an elimination onto Wixie, and Charon takes down Arby, but it's Arsenic right now who doesn't need any eliminations. This is his position right now to hold high ground, potentially hold the win in just a few moments.
Flick saying that he wants hype for the moment as well. One player jumps in, it's Coloxity. He's all the way up top, but he does actually take it away from Arsenic, who has no many mats, or no more mats at all to be able to actually use from this position. Getting bullied, not being able to chug for free. The zone is catching up to him. He's gonna like to just heal up for now. Placement does not matter though. You have to be able to win the game. For Flick, all in with the mats as well. One more gauntlet shot left. Evasive up in the box to be almost headed into is forced in the Flick sight lines. Which devil do you choose? The one above or the one on your lair is the question. 8 people left. Coloxity finds one. He gets taken down. Kieran also gone from Flick, who gets a refresh. 16, 12, 11, 10 mats to be able to use. He's trying to win from the mid.
There's only 5 players alive. Flick needs to take down 4 players, but with already 4 eliminations, he's doing a pretty good job showing the aggression in such a passive game. Viditz, though, on the high ground right now, and with just 2 guns in his loadout, he doesn't have much in the way of mobility or heals, but that doesn't mean that he is out just now. Arsenic down below with Flick and another player trying to do whatever they can to hold on. No one wants to make a move, and with it now down to just 3 players, Shayo, it is anyone's win.
Flick taking it all the way. Arsenic had the best position before. Where is he going is the question. Veditz, we've seen you build. Do you have the clutch factor? Arsenic ends up going down. Veditz now, single man up top, has to fight the person taking out the entire server. Can he win the 1v1? Drops down a few more builds. Sees the sight line of him just for a second. Gets cleaved. Clawed on the side. Equivalent HP from both. He stops back, and Veditz with the edit is able to win that 4th game.
That was just a sliver of health, just a few seconds that could have just changed destiny for Veditz there, but he is going to be walking away winner for match number 4 of the MrSavage PlayStation Cup. What a great play. That right there was definitely the best end game that we have had so far, Shayo.
Absolutely. Flick's in the business, taking off every single player. And the one fight he didn't finish himself is the one that literally comes to bite him in the back. Veditz. We've seen his rotations, we've seen his ideas be good, but never actually land him anything inside these games. For this one though, the final idea coming over to life, that drop down, he knows he needs to go for that elimination, finds it, and it's amazing. Ends up winning him $750.
Ooh, $750 and 2 more opportunities to potentially walk away with 750 more. But with it just being 2 more games left, Shayo, I have to feel that some of these players are definitely going to be changing up their strategies and just make it into the end game, make it for those heals, or find a way to get some refreshes, because it definitely seems like high ground is a high priority for our players.
Oh, absolutely. You saw Flores in this one. You can see him over here too. I mean, a person that shouldn't even been in this game, and this is what we're watching usually, Zeus's POV, he's getting active. He's dropping players down. And I'd love to give you the analysis of, how many points he's at now, right? With those eliminations, with some deep placement. It doesn't matter. Only the win gets you money today. That is the format. You win the game, you get a nice $750 check. If you don't, you're gone. There's nothing for second. There's nothing for getting 8, 10, 20, 40 eliminations inside one of these matches. When you're talking about it, Kelly, will things start to switch up? Will people start to get a bit more proactive, desperate to find some control in this game? Absolutely. We already saw it in the last one.
Yeah.
These last 2 should be crazy.
Yeah, yeah, a lot more early aggression, and it definitely seemed like more people desperate fighting for height. So that is what I love to see in tournaments. I understand it can be a little bit passive in the mid game, but these in games is what I am here for, and that is what Vedets is here for as well, with that victory royale that is definitely going to be giving him a nice chunk of change to potentially buy some V-Bucks or maybe something else. But Flick, second place and just on a tear on the low and mid ground. You know that he is going to be doing whatever he can to make sure that he gets that win in game number 5.
Absolutely. You look at everything dropping down so far. This tournament has been fun to see. In eliminations, in placement, C22 is an absolute double pack above the rest. An average placement of 9 so far has been the player to watch. It was actually Flores dropping into his box the last game that ended up taking him out. He's got a win on the board and has been actually in positions to get that double up. I think the most expected person we've seen so far, Kelly, to get that back-to-back win.
It's really, I mean, just looking at the stats that they have right now, it is so impressive to see how they're able to make it to the end game time and time again. That last game was definitely their worst performance with a 27th place, but out of 100 players and it being a solo competition. Obviously, that is absolutely incredible. So probably going to be just sticking to what they've done. And I don't think that we're going to be seeing too much of a change for their playstyle right now, but I can't say that that's going to be the same for everyone else.
Not at all. I mean, you saw the comparison was, I think, the average good player as well inside the tournament without a win, right? What Vedets was before that game 4. Backtalk specifically has been in such good positions while that zone's starting to move, has made it deep into the game. By the time we're in the 10th, 11th zone, there's still 20 people left alive. He has an average placement of 23 right now. He has more elims than C22, but his money, 0 at this moment. C22's got a nice fresh $750 inside his wallet, inside his bag. It's the win that matters. You can be playing better than even consistently right now. It won't mean a thing if you can't get that dub.
He might not be rich in his wallet right now, but he is rich in his locker because every player that you see competing here today has already won the MrSavage bundle. So still walking away with some money, and with 2 more games left, maybe he's going to be walking away $1,500 richer too, Shayo.
That's true. I mean, if Backtalk wins the back-to-back, I'll shut up. I'll stop casting forever, honestly. Make me do it. Jump in, get that 5th dub. I'll take my words back while you get the 6th dub, because I love this job. But that being said, every person right now has a chance for the back-to-back. We've seen the same players over and over again end up in these top 10, top 15 situations. And the best of them, in my opinion, are using this skin on your screen right now. Buy the MrSavage skin. At the top left, you see that it's a PlayStation Cup. Tap into PlayStation, tap into your console, look at the other tournaments happening as well. There hopefully will be more Fortnite ones in the future. And on top of that, there's many other games you can tap in with as well when it comes to playing tournaments on PlayStation. Shout out for them for hosting this Fortnite one. Shout out to MrSavage for having such a cool skin and bringing the community together in playing this tournament here specifically today. Player of the day for you, Kelly. Do you have one in specific? Do you have a idea of how you like these games so far?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's MrSavage. He's definitely the player of the day.
True. I'd agree, honestly. And I want to maybe get him to rebrand, because in game, of course, he's savage. In real life, definitely super kind. Never seen him do a savage thing in the real life server. So, you know, philosophically, what does that mean? We'll talk about it in a bit.
Where's the real life server? Where is that located? What kind of ping are you getting?
Earth 0 ping, actually.
Oh,
some days though, in the mornings, like 50 ping in my brain, but past that, usually 0. And a big one for Vedets, there's no way you just get this elimination for free, right?
I think he might actually. As we say that, thank God he was able to get some shield in there, because he does get a few shots from Zora. But with the SMG, I would imagine that this is an opportunity for Vedets to get an early elimination, but it looks like he's a little worried. I don't blame him. That, after going from such a high to almost getting eliminated on drop, would definitely be a turn of events. And it looks like he's going to be able to disengage from Zora before too much damage is done.
Nice from him. Needs to find a shotgun somewhere to be able to have a conversation inside that fight. Not going to be able to see it just yet. Swax to be looked at from Coloxity, or Coloxiety, who had a really good game in the last one as well. Had a chance to be able to win overall. Unfortunately, not get it done. But it's though this is the perspective of a winner from game number 4.
It's a little bit of a rough perspective as far as winners go. You know,
yeah.
8 shotguns, shells, and your iron pump, and a hope and a dream in your pocket, but maybe that is all he needs as we shift focus onto Ripped Tides, where Loranz is just quickly farming up. And yeah, not too much to say. I like this skin. I don't think I've ever actually seen this skin before.
It's nice. A little like lamb in sheep's clothing. But this one we've seen a lot of over the time. The Catwoman skin. Pickle up in the business. Also has a chance of winning this game too, right? Again, if you look at games 5 and 6, game 5 specifically is all about the catch up and making the leaders closer to some of the other players. It's game to game this time though. Things switch up. Everybody's locked in, tapped in again. 83 people still alive. So you've seen, I mean, we thought it'd be people being more aggressive. Zeus being taken down again. He's the one trying to key just too hard. Second game where, yeah, closer to the tip top terrace or treetops. Jeez, it was terrace actually.
I think you're right.
I'm fine. I'm thinking too much. Yeah. He keyed there before. He went down. Same thing this time. He's trying just a bit too hard. Exertion, he's the one being patient. He's finding absolute bounties on this beach.
Just 30 HP left, and he's got the iron pump in his hand, but I don't think that was going to be enough. Amar able to get the elimination onto Exertion, and that was a great fight from him, though. He should be proud to get the one elimination, then to almost get him as well. But now looking at Pixel Goat over in New Sanctuary, he's got the new pistol in his hand. A lot of people, or I say new, it's not that new, but it's a lot of people like it.
I'm liking it. I'm liking all the use here so far. But I agree with you. I want to see more of these zip lines up in tow.
Yeah.
Locking in for the game too.
I feel like we've only really seen it once aggressively, and it was a great aggression play. So it's, I mean, it makes sense. It's such an obvious item. It puts a target on your back. It's not really great for rotating, especially in comparison to the other rotational items. So I get why people are hesitant to keep it in their loadout.
Shockwave changes. Do they hurt your heart? Do they hurt your soul, or do you like them, Kelly? I wanna patch analysis from you right now.
I think Shockwaves destroying builds has been one of the most chaotic things that you could have, especially in an in-game. So I like that they don't break builds. I love the speed boost because we haven't really had an item that gives you that kind of little speed boost like we used to have with the slap rush effect. So I do like that that's brought back into this season. I don't know why they changed the distance that you're launched though.
I feel like it was almost free rotos the entire time. I feel like now shockwaves are like a bit more trackable if someone's W-keying you, and at the same time they're like a bit better when it comes to just being able to have counterplay to them, right? Because before someone just ends up in your box, it's done. We've seen people have bad uses of this item now. I feel like everybody was able to be good with this. It's nice to be able to see that some people can be better than others in using this item. It's a very, very fun time.
The one thing that I think the shortened distance will definitely help some of the pro players that keep it in the end game is that you would see players use it and launch themselves out, or they would use it onto another opponent and that it would, I don't know, launch them farther back. So having it now have a smaller launch range, I think will save some people actually from overzealously using it and launching themselves into Storm. But Roxanne, 4 victory royales during the Open, still looking to get their first victory royale of the finals, and to do that with an early aggression with Aloe definitely is a risky position to be in. Roxanne not backing off just yet, wants the elimination onto Aloe, whereas maybe if it was another player they would have backed off by now.
Saw Roxanne WK in a different game. This time might work out a little bit better. Last time, I don't think the conversation fully ended. I don't think you got to have the whole fight. This time, I think it might be the same way. I mean, the defensive just building from Aloe, this guy's fast. Skatey on this ice as well. Roxanne, good tracking though. Jumping over this wall, you might just find this win. Uppercut, sidestep. Have to really use a few of these gauntlet charges. Might not be seeing this later in the game.
Wow.
These guys are fighting on the ice, man.
I mean, honestly, both of them are having great positions, but Tarps is the one that's able to walk away, getting the elimination onto Aloe as he desperately runs and isn't paying attention to the left side as he looks behind him instead. Glow has a very different start, although not too many builds, and it makes me wonder if we did see an early engagement from him, but not able to walk away with any eliminations. Now, refocusing back onto Roxanne, and with 0 elims, I would imagine that means that he wasn't able to get the elimination. But that doesn't mean that players have stopped trying just yet. And it looks like they are fighting for that vending machine, the coveted vending machine. Noise, though, is going to try and fight for it, too. Who is going to walk out on top?
Always close. Slightly just a bit too far, though, from having control of it for now. C22, so good at controlling these games. Glow, who's won it before, too. Winners on winners in these box fights right now. Looking to see who can have control of this game in number 5. Who can get the back-to-back 750. Glow's not going to find it yet, but understands he's put the pressure down. C22 sees him running away, does not let him get away for free. I mean, both these guys are stretching every single inch of this box fight to the maximum.
Speaking of stretching it to the maximum, Roxanne still in a fight, but finally does get the elimination onto Noise. And sometimes those long fights do pay off. Look, he's still got 145 mats with the refresh right now. But if you just use so many of these mats and heals and stuff to fight someone and you don't get the elimination, it is pretty much spelling the end for the rest of your game.
Yeah, there's always a reward you need with the cost that comes in. Best max, best aim up in the business, and he's not using either right now to get close to this one. Very sneaky like. I think Pickle knows there's someone here. Why would you build that extra box is the question.
Oh no, he's emoting on him.
Dancing on him.
Pickle, no.
Why is he dancing on him?
Because he just got the elimination. But Best
he's
Max,
definitely, he has no idea.
But he's giving him a chance to heal up. Pickle at once had no shields and now all the way healed up, but he's just waiting for that opportunity for Pickle to try and rotate out. He knows he's stuck in Storm, and there's just going to be a moment where Pickle starts moving forward, but he goes right behind the building. What are you doing, Best Max?
Bruh, this is not Best Max. I mean, you know, this could still be Best Max, best aim. Double box, again, he understands there's something wrong here, but he has no idea where it's coming from. Pickle, I mean, situational awareness is huge. I feel like I'm watching a Skyrim NPC hunt down the main character. What is going on right now?
Pickle is in quite a pickle right now, but Best Max with no white heals and no med kits on the horizon might just eliminate themselves without realizing that it's they get nothing out of this.
I mean, okay, now he's finally seen through the pyramid. I mean, dude, what was this? Finds a med kit,
Okay.
Everything's fine. Sure, man, sure.
You know, maybe
Trying
they
the
were.
funny.
I feel like they were just entertaining us. They knew that it's Zone 4, one of the most boring zones in Fortnite, so they tried to give us a little bit of excitement. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the entertainment. Now Pixel the GOAT taking the mantle for entertaining us, but Roxanne, one of our top competitors, going down to Dark Hue pretty early on in the game, and now with this being the penultimate game, they're just gonna have one more chance to walk away with $750. But Pixel the GOAT with a great rotate right there, gonna find themselves into zone pretty easily, and it looks like Shio, this might be another northern zone.
Might be a bit more skatey from what I see so far. Yes, it's a little bit too much to the left side, but if it ends up pulling towards the right, we've seen how crazy low ground can get inside that frigid fortress. What is this, wonky land? Is that what it is?
It is. It's
Where's the
wonky
back?
land. I will
What are your-
100% call this Cartman Land at some point in the game if it stays here, because it was Cartman Land last season. But Wonky Land, yeah, one of the top POIs. It has this really cool target game inside of it that if you were able to shoot all the targets within a certain amount of time, you get some great loot.
Oh, really? Okay, I want to see more of that around the map. This roller coaster is kind of nice too. I'll co-sign it. I love Wonky Land.
This is a pretty common strat too, building up this little lighthouse up on the Ferris wheel. So pretty good position to put yourself in, especially with zone pulling towards Wonky Land. C22, though, one of our top competitors goes down early. We already saw one victory royale, but game number 5 will not be another for them just yet. Back to the lobby they go, and back to the Yasir we go as we watch him just kind of peek around the rest of the lobby.
Will be the warden of what is the jail of Wonky Land right now. It seems like everybody here is on a strict schedule to stay in their boxes and pre-edit every 3 seconds. Seems fun. This is where we see the zone start to lock in a bit more and people just rotating to come in, hold things down. Surge is not active yet either, so not much of a reason to go for a fight. So actually, though, we'll be going down to War, who comes in and Light Dot, one of our game winners as well, going to be firing some shots towards his way.
Shayo,
Yes.
you were talking about lattes earlier, but you said you didn't know
I
much about
was.
them. So what's your caffeine drink of choice, or do you forgo caffeine?
Black coffee.
That's my choice as
Yep.
well.
Nice. I learned what an espresso shot was like literally last week.
Oh, what?
And I'm like, wow, this is very efficient. Like, this is actually so nice. Never tried one before.
That is wild.
Yeah.
If
I usually live off the vibes of life, you know?
my goodness, that's quite a vibe right there. Tommy the cat's looking for the vibe of eliminations. On to Scare, though. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but he does have that legendary iron pump, so a lot of damage is going to be done if he can get the shot to connect. Scare taking a chance to heal there. Tommy doesn't want to give it to him, but unfortunately, it looks like he's not going to be able to do too much against Scare.
Now, Scare has been someone the community is always asking to tap in with and look to seeing exactly what he's doing in this competition today. We've seen him be in some good positions with some very good loot so far. The issue is it never translates into a win. The win is all that matters today. Cool to see some stats run to see who would have won if this was a default format. I think it would have still been C22 somewhere in the top. Definitely maybe even closer to first place. Okay, Wonky Land endgame. Can you use the roller coaster, or does it get disabled like some of the old, like, you know, because I'm Unk. Does it get disabled like some of the old wind turbines in like Chapter 2, Season 7 type beat?
I don't think Carmen Land did that. And I think it stays the same. The little zip lines that they have, or not zip lines, but the little dash things. I don't think they get.
You can still dash in endgame.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be fun. That'll be really, really fun. So far, fear-free swag. Seeing him a lot in the mid game, always having a good time. War in front of him, absolutely just smashed his face into a wall after getting shot. Wants to make sure he boxes up. South side of Wonky Land going to be a tough place to live as we have to move even far further north. Half the zone a mountain, the other half treacherous terrain, and there's a drop for whoever wants to be there first. Not sure who's center circle there inside that zone, but that guy is eating.
This end game is going to be so interesting because either it goes west and we get this weird water zone where just height is probably like 10 layers above low ground, or we're going to have an eastern polling zone where it's on top of mountains and that's chaos, or it's going to go back south onto Wonky Land where there's 1 billion builds and then 1,000 buildings that can't be destroyed. So that is going to be interesting for our end game. And looking at that little right hand corner, it looks like there is a supply drop that hopefully one of our players is going to be able to claim for their own. But Seelick looking to claim some tags for their own, maybe potentially onto rest, because 137 damage below Storm is not where you want to be at this point in the game.
Yeah, this is a really good angle right now. Fortunately, not going to be able to stick with it for too long. Justin on console. Now, is it just in on console, like something just came through, or is it actually Justin, my guy, on console? Philosophical questions of the mind. His aim is very literal, though. You can see it figuratively, physically slapping right on your screens right now. Pickle in a bad spot too. Free swag up at the business is going to be filled with fear as Pickle just trickles in behind him. Justin, though, has options. A mule to select from on every single side. He blocks off Pickle and drops into a different box. Gonna be his wall here to be able to use as well. Not gonna go all in for it. Wants to stay situationally aware. We are moving even further higher now, straight into the Alpines.
Oh, that Rocky Mountain zone is going to be a little difficult for all the players that you see on that southern side of the old zone. Look at that, that's at least 30 players, and barely any of them are actually going over the mountain. It looks like instead they're going around the mountain. So you know all the rotations that are probably happening down there are just giving free opportunities for players on the high ground to get some tags. But this just in, he claims the high ground on this mountain peak, but a few other people have already claimed their stake here, so he's gonna have to fight if he wants to claim it for himself. But Seelick right now taking a few shots onto some of the other players as he's already found himself a nice little side spot on the mountain.
Gonna be seeing every single person coming in very soon. Wiki has to move. Big Toxic has small shields. Light Dot is nothing but heavy in these box fights, man. I mean, I've not seen him lose a single one so far unless it's chaotic and there's 20 people jumping inside his box. One-on-one, this guy's been so good. It's gotten him $750 today, and that's exactly what all these players are playing for. It's not placement, it's not elims, it's just the win. Light Dot, as you can see, the 100 points in his bag right now means he's won a game before, and he's lethal with that aim again. Complete refresh, blocking off one of the sides, a tough space to be able to fight from. Unfortunate, not his wall and not his job at all to survive there. Tough for him moving up this mountain. You're on low ground right now, Kelly. You're in a problem spot.
There is just too much going on, too much that you need to navigate, and that doesn't even mention all the players that have this just free vision from high ground. You know the saying, I'll take the high ground, you take the low ground, you'll get there before me, but it doesn't matter if you're eliminated. Bully Slayer, though, looking to slay some bullies on the low ground, but Dark Q, he's on the high ground. He has the high ground right now on top of the mountains. He is king, but can he hold his throne for long?
And Lulu right below him has a chance to take that height with 2 uppercuts. Dark Q keeping it frugal up top. Wants someone to maybe try to take this away from him. He's just rotating punch after punch, build to build, has natural ground to be able to cover in with as well. Khan loves fighting for that height, is up top too. We know he goes crazy for it all the time. Delulu electing to just keep that middle ground there. Bully still popping off, getting a few elims, so every single place is getting active. Dark Q playing a very cerebral game here. Again, the eliminations just do not matter as much.
We were asking for a different end game, and we got one right now. And we asked for a snowy mountain zone, and we got one as well. Scare taking a few tags onto the players down in the mid ground, but gets shot himself from the upper ground. And with all he has in his loadout, you know he has the position to win. He does not want to go down just yet. Bully Slayer in a little bit of a worse position, waiting, biding his time before he can make his way up onto high ground. But is he going to be able to steal high ground away? It looks like he just doesn't have the right angles for it. Con Art, one of the more aggressive players, taking a few shots onto the side, but he's low in HP himself.
We're moving even higher on this mountain over the peak, and then even more so afterwards. Here it is, basically what the summit is of this entire big zone. Bully has found a way to drop Dark Q down. Goes back over for the mass that he needs to be able to build and stay up top towards this snowy hill. He is at the very precipice, absolute limit of the Fortnite map, getting bullied down now. Oxygen running low. The lifeblood he needs, the materials being absolutely disappeared from his inventory at the same time as well. Chugging in, Curve will not let him do it for free. Yasir up top too, possibly a new player up in the summit to be able to hold on. He's one of the last players dropping off from this spot. Scare, who we know has builds, will be in a perfect spot as the zone bounces back. It's trouble from every single person on low. Bully will drop down, find a shot to stay around. Is not going to be able to connect. Just 3 builds left over for him. It's the final 10 players. The winner gets all the money.
My goodness, high ground is being passed around like a hot potato right now, but if I'm not mistaken, up on top, who is it going to be holding the ground? I saw Yasir's name, but Bully Slayer is actually the one that's going to be going down right now. Scare quick behind him, Curve going down as well, if I'm not mistaken. He was actually the one on high ground, so who is holding height? Is anyone holding height with everyone who just shambles when it comes to builds? Jargu is the one on mid ground right now that's going to be controlling the story, controlling his destiny. Yasir down as well to Vero, just 6 players alive right now, but who is going to come out on top?
Vero forced to go down low, charging inside the snow, trying on it, looking to see if he can get that cheese on anyone. Not going to be possible. Dark Q has found his way back on height again. We go even lower. This high ground will have to be dropped multiple layers. Everybody on low will be sliding off this mountain. You can see how far low ground is. Dark Q affected a bit by the damage. Zeus looking at him. We're basically in the clouds at his home turf, but Dark Q can see everything down below. 130 mats. Uppercuts from Vero. Does he have enough to actually get down is the question. He has gauntlets to break his fall. It's all about that uppercut, but it's Scare who's somehow above him right now. Uppercut to stay alive. Risky in the sky, but he connects. It drops again. He connects a second time. It's insane from Scare. Zone though, he has no time. Fall damage and a tick. Scare goes down. Dark Q has found the ground. He falls too. Jargu is here to find that guaranteed win, but he's got one more person in the way. It's Vero. He uppercuts. He tries to find it. He dodges the shot. It's Vero who has to stop it now. Jargu has the lower builds. and Vero runs away. There's more zone to be able to play with here, Kelly, and this 1v1's not done yet.
I think Jargu was confused for a moment. It looked like he thought that the player was maybe going for a heal up, but no, he's still in zone. The storm hasn't closed yet, and Jargu now, who was once in the greatest position to win, now on the low ground, now with just shambles for health, 75 effective health right now, but he still has 2 more charges on his gauntlets. Is he going to be able to make it a play as he is stuck on the low ground, breaking builds, trying to avoid any vision from the high ground player of Vero? Vero now making his way out of storm, taking a quick peek, possibly looking away to climb up these builds as he has no builds himself. Jargu gets the shot, breaks it down, but doesn't get the elimination just yet. Another shot from Vero, but it's still just anyone's game, Shayo.
1v1, the positions have changed. There's no mats left now. It's all about pre-fires. Jargu finds it, a puzzle that he claims as a prize. 750 straight to the bank. What a win. What a decision. No mats, just pure power.
My goodness, from start to finish, Gen G's Jargu there had the win ready to go, but in the final moments, it looked like it could have just spelled disaster for him, but he kept his cool, he kept his focus, and he was able to get the final elimination and our 5th win of the day. Congratulations to Jargu.
You were singing his praises this entire day, Kelly, hyping up the fact that he was, a winner of one of these previous cups or was a high placer the entire time. You can correct me. But this guy coming in today, I think solidifying himself as one of the GOATs on PlayStation. I can give him that title.
Yeah, Jargu's actually been performing pretty well in the PC side of things as well. He got a 2nd place from the Performance Evaluation Cup, so having a pretty good job, and love to see him being able to translate that over here onto the console cups as well. But honestly, a lot of our big names just struggling to find footing in these mountain zones, and I almost feel a little guilty asking for it, Shayo, because that was definitely the most chaotic in-game that we've had so far.
Yeah, I mean, people were tossed in multiple problems to be able to solve, right? Like some of these other zones, low ground is tough. You have to deal with how things look at when you're playing with water and bad low ground conditions. You had that in this one as well. Low ground just disappearing beneath you. If you are one of the people on those layers, your mats get tested. That is an insane elimination from Darky, by the way. Just dropping Scare down again, putting pressure down on him. But for everybody up in the business in this one, pullbacks, going to the summit of the map. Having that summit fall beneath you, everything involved in this game is just chaos for these players. For Jargu, an amazing game for him. 3 elims per game in general, 14 in total for now. And again, a very good average placement to get him that VR we see today.
I mean, we've seen him get 2nd place in game number 3. So to see him get so close to the win and just miss out, and then to get the win in game number 5 with 8 eliminations, that is definitely the most that we have seen. And that is why with total of 14 eliminations, he is at the top right now. Jargu proving why he deserves this win. A great play from him. But, Shayo, at the start of the game, I said in EU, all 6 games were won by 6 different players. We now have 5 winners. Out of these 5 winners, do you think one of them has the chance? Who out of the 5 has the best chance on getting 2 victory royales?
I'm gonna go all in on C22. I think this guy is just a cut above the rest right now. I feel like every time we see him fail, it's in some crazy environment where he's still in a good spot. He just got a bit unlucky with the amount of people going through his boxes. I want to give it to him. If there is one more player to shout out who doesn't have that win, it might be Con Arts, who's been there on high ground and has tried to fight for it. Zeus is getting a bit too hard and active, I feel like, in these early games. For you, Kelly, out of these 5, who is yours to go back to back?
Okay, well, you just said it, back to back. I think it's got to be Jargu. I think off of that momentum and off of that great play, it did look a little risky. Like, it was definitely close to him not winning that game, but I would love to see the back to back, so I'm going to give it to Jargu.
Okay, I kind of like that one. Jargu, Vedits, Glow, Light Dot, C22, all these guys from start to finish have had an amazing time so far in this format of wins give you money. Nothing else matters. Eliminations, nada. Placement, where you at? I don't care. I want the #1 player walking away with $750, and I want it happening 6 times today. We've seen it 5 times. We got 1 more left in game 6, and we got every single zone possible in the game so far. This one's going to be a repeat, I feel like, and things are about to go insane, Kelly.
I would love to see that. I would love to see some more early aggression. We've definitely been getting it in games 4 and 5, and as far as that end game goes, we've now gotten water zones, we've gotten snowy zones, we've gotten desert zones, and treetop zones. So I feel like we've gotten actually a little bit of everything.
The treetop zones have been absolutely insane. I feel like on this side of things, Zeus losing that W key to Flores, things going insane. When it's more flat ground and people are running out of mats, that's where the chaos starts to ensue naturally, which is always fun to watch. Give me another snow zone though. I mean, that was cinema. Make me go over a mountain, man. Make some of these, links with the gauntlets from peak to peak be so cinematic. I mean, it was so much fun to watch.
See, you say links, and that makes me think of the links in golfing, and there's a little four fields golf. I wouldn't mind over on the eastern corner if maybe zone ends up there. It's
True.
been so chaotic, it's been so energized. Maybe a nice relaxed game of putt-putt over on the eastern side over in four fields.
Is that what you really want?
No.
With the fourth zone how it is that what you really want,
No,
Kelly?
not even
You
close.
want more
No.
relaxation?
You
This
just
is what
said
I want.
you just said links, and I think I don't play golf, so isn't that hitting the links is hitting?
Yeah, lazy links was a thing. That's where we had like golf carts and stuff. Again, only no POIs from the first two chapters. But match 6, this screen is what I want. I want first a good game for the last one, and I want these skins, Kelly. Is there a way me as a competitor today could have won these specific skins and what they are?
Well, just by being here in the tournament, you've already won them, so you don't have to worry about it, Shayo. But unfortunately, if you haven't competed in the open qualifiers, which already happened, then that's probably going to be it for you for winning the cup or winning the skins through this tournament. However, PlayStation Cup throws on so many incredible tournaments all the time. Shayo and myself have done we've done reload, we've done battle royale, we've done zero build, we've done duos, solos. PlayStation likes to give some variety, and we as well here on the desk like to give you guys some variety with our cast. And Jargu right now looking to be the person to bring some variety in our wins. I'm hoping he is the only person to get 2 victory royales.
That's Kelly's all in. I know we're going to be going through all winners, I feel like, in this early game. That is the OBS ROS, I feel like, in game 6. We got to look at everybody that's been doing really, really good so far. Jarky, though, was a hunter in the beginning. I didn't even realize this. This man would play a bit more passive, but he makes sure that he's owning the space he creates inside his POI. All 5 winners today have done it in grandiose ways. I feel like Kelly C22's domination, Jarky's clutch, the edit down from Vedit's on brand as well. I mean, everything from Glow just waiting it out too, right? Like from start to finish, it's been so much fun to watch.
Yeah, Glow's been one of my favorite winners because if you look at his track record, he has an average placement of 53rd, which is worse than the next 25 players. So as far as position goes and placement, not the best. But because he was able to get that victory royale, it doesn't matter where the rest of his placement is because he's walking away $750 richer. And Chunky Champ is walking away with 1 elimination. Joey getting sent back down under. That was a great elim.
From downtown. Is this a Batman Beyond skin?
Oh my gosh, it is.
From
How have
where and
not
when? I
seen
gotta
this?
log in.
What?
Hold up. I mean, this thing looks so good. Holy, even the ears being longer. When? This was not in my email notifications. What's going on?
Chat, where were you guys? You were supposed to let us know that this skin existed.
I've seen 10 times. This thing looks sleek. Holy. Distracted by the skin.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
crazy from Chunky, by the way. This guy Shockwave from the moon and Goomba stomps Joey, a guy who we know can play early game well and has a chance for a win. Again, coolest format in the business, I feel like, for one reason and one reason alone. In game 6, you can still win the entire tournament. You can still take prize money just by winning the game. Granted, it's the hardest thing to do. It is the least likely thing to do, but someone who's just gone off spawn 5 times in a row has an equal chance to win this one compared to everybody else. That's the magic of this formula.
Oh man, one of the players that I was hoping to get a win that hasn't gotten one yet, Backtalk, is sent out early from the competition. And as you can see, still zone 1 and just 75 players remaining. So it looks like we are moving things quick and fast here in our final game. And for Lorenz, he's going to have to be moving a little quick and fast because it's Flores on his tail right now. Chasing down the sheep is the Wolf of Flores. And is he going to be able to get the final shot onto him? Just 37 HP. And if there's anyone that you don't want on the other side of that wall, it is going to be Flores. This might be it for our little lamb.
Try his best to bob the whole way along. Unfortunately, Pressure might be a bit too much to handle. Nice edit of that wall. Flores is an absolute just unit in these fights, man. The pressure does not stop. The W does not get unheld. Right now, Yolorandez is looking good at just getting away and maybe getting a chance for a mini, but even with a big shot like that, it's not going to be enough to stop Flores and getting that Elon.
Man, did a great job living as long as they could, but the wolf is able to take down the little lamb. Aloe, another one of our big wolves in the competition, grabs an elimination for himself onto Plasmaphy and holding down Dark Dominion with a quick emote, letting him know that his domination doesn't just have to be in his POI, it's also in his playstyle. Cube, though, looking for a few shots onto Tommy the Cat as Tommy tries to disengage and run away, and looks like he's going to be able to do it pretty successfully. Cube does get a few shots, though, and seems satisfied with that.
Sometimes you just want that damage. Storm Surge, still a thing. Still like not going to be in this one either. Yasir up in the business against Amari, has a chance for that beam. Amari should see this coming, but no, doesn't find it currently. Ooh, okay, that's just the shields down for now. It's all good, and it's not looking good here. Hold up, no builds or what's going on with this one that Curve's fighting. I'm gonna try to catch up to him. He's actually gonna jump over him over to the building for now. Curve is running away from what seems to be the other person as well, just trying to find some space and not get locked into a third-party type situation. Smart from him, because again, all that matters is winning this game.
Yeah, you can tell Curve's just taking this smart, taking it slow. He's one of our more veteran players. He definitely knows how to play these games, even when the fight isn't necessarily going to his advantage. And a great peek right there, but does take a shot himself. Drops down real quick, giving a chance for Paragon to recover. And Curve actually does take a shot himself. This might turn out in the way of Paragon, so Curve has to play this smart, play this safe if he wants to get the win. Unfortunately, though, that is going to be the end for Curve in the PlayStation Cup. Rough fight right there.
Happens sometimes. Curve was a nice player to watch the entire time along. Should be seeing in some future PlayStation Cups that hopefully end up coming down at the same time. Flores, who's been inside this fight inside Riptides, is having a tough one for now. Chasing the box and almost taking down Pepe Walker as well. I mean, that is just an insane close fight.
Hyrax Buko, in less of a aggressive position, is kind of has a nice little house on the field, has a neighbor, but neither of them are really next to any other neighbors. Smack dab in the middle of the zone sometimes can actually spell trouble if you're not able to get a few tags on the players, but with so many players already out of the competition, I guess they're not too worried about Storm Surge. Cube, though, is going to have to be worried about those players up on the mountaintop, Jargu being one of them.
Cube's been coming close. Yeah, you're going to say?
No, you go.
Yeah, 100%. No, you got it.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, I'll take the ball. I'll pass it to you. All you.
You know, Cube here. Yeah.
Yo, shout out Soloid. Let's go. Haven't seen him actually playing too much. This is a little bit of a squid game of sorts as well from the skins perspective. You know, only the winner kind of thrives in this one. Efficient builds all around. That joystick moving. Okay, overbuilding a little bit, but now you have the space to fight.
I mean,
you have to fight now, right?
Yeah, I think you got to fight. You used up about 30 of your builds, so
100% of your builds pretty soon.
But hey, farming back up. Who needs builds when you can just farm them again?
True. Where do you get all that metal? Don't ask the silly questions. Just pay attention to what Soloid is doing right now, which is making sure the wood, or I guess the brick in this instance, stays topped up. We got to move to zone though at some point. Although you can stay inside this circle to be able to farm up as much as possible. Not sure we're going to be able to get the metal to be able to do that. But yeah, nice big pot here. Top back up.
Khan going down the elimination feed. So one of our in-game gurus going down early. So definitely going to be a bit better for the rest of the lobby that sits to the low and mid ground, not having Khan dealing with you there. Even the high ground. Khan's just everywhere, isn't he?
I feel like this guy will key anything. He will try in the end game to own anyone, and unfortunately, it's just not going to happen this time. Jargu, this is called the bathroom POV. It's where you have to go away from your controller to go do something else. All good. Vedit's falling as well. Wanted to see a back-to-back from him. Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible. It's tragic too, because we were hoping that these guys would lock in. Chunky Champ as well is having a pretty good game in these early mid-sections so far. This guy has been locking in a few eliminations of his own. And Glow, who was a game winner in a very patient way, very cerebral way, is unfortunately going to be the topic of pressure from Roxanne, who never finishes a fight and has the exact same tag in this one as well. Just rods in for a little bit of damage and then moves over to the next portion of the game.
You know, sometimes when people, like, you know, they go on the aggression, they got that, like, red light turned on. But I don't think that's really the story for Roxanne. So I think you can really say, Roxanne, you don't need to turn on that red light. And that's exactly how they're playing. So love to see it coming out of Roxanne right now. The passive play style clearly worked out for players like Glow, who got a win and after 5 games only has 5 eliminations. So you don't need aggression, Shayo. You just need to play the play style you're good at.
True. I wish I knew more lyrics to that song. Unfortunately, I just didn't listen to it that much past like one community episode. So that's just how it is. Dark Dominion, where we started, is where we end the day so far, is what it looks like. Chunky, who's had the most success so far in this game, is going to be locking in with even more meds and still moving out from here on onwards, punching his way back to the zone.
You know, Shayo, there's really nothing wrong with not knowing the lyrics to a song, but it does make me sad. So I guess you can say it doesn't matter if you're wrong or if you're right. But
that has to be one of the lyrics of the song.
it is. Yeah. I was trying to find a way to. I was trying to find a way to make it tie in better. But
yeah, no, it works. It works.
Chunky Champ though.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
Positive
Chunky Champ
reviews.
has a chance to get a 10 out of 10 game right here. He's got everything set up for him. 150 mats. He's got that.
Kelly, you know, every time we see that POV in this 4th zone, that guy gets absolutely like galvanized in some moving rotation. Yeah, you got the mythic SMG. I'm so excited to watch. Pop 150 with a shotgun, you're done. Well, I feel like the more scuffed a player is, or if your name is just C22, the better chance you have in an endgame. I swear to God.
That'll do it. Or Aloe here as well. One of the top players from the open qualifiers, still looking for his win though. Walking away with the MrSavage bundle is going to be a nice prize, but the $750, well, that'll just allow you to get more V-Bucks and buy more skins.
That is always the best option in life, no?
I think so.
Kelly, would you rather eat food or buy V-Bucks?
That's hard. I think it's close. I really like food, but V-Bucks.
That's what I'm saying. How else will I be able to afford that Batman Beyond skin? Kelly, if I want to buy V-Bucks, what does that cost?
I mean, it depends on how many V-Bucks you want to get.
But in general, money, yes, you would say?
Yes.
As we watch this box fight? To get money, you can play in some of these PlayStation tournaments, man. They got prizes. They got some nice things for you. Like in this one, first place, I think you $750 per game. That's crazy. Tap into your PlayStation 5 console. Go look at some of the tournaments you want to play. Could be Fortnite. Could be one of the many games available on the PlayStation 5. And play these tournaments. Check out MrSavage as well. Buy a skin, man. What are you doing? And what is this emote? Tom, I was a lot around when this emote was in. I have a child now. You know what I mean? It's not true. That's just graduated university since this emote came out. Already, the fact you're using it makes you feel old. You got to get some of these TikTok dances in you, man. What's going on?
I mean, you're talking about feeling old right now, talking about having kids and stuff. My goodness, Cromps is feeling a little old, stuck in Storm, feeling a little weathered, you can say. Haha.
Yeah, it's true. No, Cromps in general is probably feeling bad because that first game was historic. 2nd place up in the business. And then gone down like 80th place back to back to back. I mean, I need to be seeing some greatness from him if he survived till this point. Let's lock it down.
Zeus trying to lock it down on the low ground right now. We've seen him be aggressive, get some eliminations, but also being wiped out of the sky. So Zeus looking for a chance to finally make it into the end game right now. He's definitely got the aggression, he's got the aim, but can he survive is the real question. Going up against Paragon, and a great shot so far. A few shots from behind, so it looks like he has a chance to get third party right now, but Zeus is not giving up just yet. Breaking down the builds, but can he get the kill? Well, Paragon is going to do anything he can to avoid that.
I mean, Zeus's tracking is crazy for this moment. He's really switching pressure on every single layer as well, which makes it hard for Paragon to find even footing and a sense of comfort right now. Again, Zeus moving through, this time metal builds. It'll be tougher to kind of aim through for the moment. He's using a lot of materials to be able to do this right now, so I feel like he really wants this elimination to go through just to be able to get that refresh. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. He's still trying for it. Understands that Paragon's going to be full HP for the moment now. Rattling on metal. Now Paragon has so much more to work with. He's going to be able to hopefully replace the 4 here. Not going to come through. And more people now, as this build starts to get rattled up, will start to maybe try to third-party Paragon. That's the hope for Zeus here.
The sunk cost fallacy really has to be one of the most impactful fallacies on players, because you can see, like you're saying, he's already put in so much material, so much ammo that he doesn't want to stop the fight because he wants that refresh. Now that he's spent even more into it, he has to disengage and is now probably in shambles as far as his loadout goes. And to not even get an elimination onto Paragon. It's really rough. It's hard to know when is the right time to disengage, and that's really what separates our top competitors from the top. But Arsenic, looking to be in the top right now, grabs a great elimination, very clean right there. And now looking back onto Paragon.
Paragon might be the person to watch for now, because no scuff with a shotgun and some gauntlets means probably has a pretty good chance to win and buy through all this chaos. Here we go. Going up for it, and yeah, you can't stay up that long though is the issue right now. It's just a bit too greedy with this type of zone, with the amount of people around you. Paragon's got to be careful on this rotation.
Tommy the Cat staying pretty safe as far as his rotations goes. It looked like he was out in the open, but just an opportunity, a bit of luck there. No one having vision
Arsenic
on
the
him.
trap.
But Arsenic is not able to engage the trap. It looked like Tommy the Cat was just a little bit suspicious of that box, so he was able to wall up real quick and not take too much damage. Paragon looking to join the rest of the fray as he makes his way into zone and does a pretty good job staying healthy, but his mats are looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah, sure though. Matt's looking good. Just used about a third of them to get to this point right now. We'll have to find a refresh at some point. Best max, best aim. Again, going to be in a tough spot, so the macro might not be, akin to the name, but hopefully he can get there in this game. There's still some time. Jargu taking down Big Toxic. That's a nice refresh for him. And I talked about him poorly. He made me eat my own words. Best max, best aim takes down Maxo inside that box. Paragon as well. I mean, he had nothing. Gray loot still is able to get a refresh at this moment too. It's huge for some of these players picking up these picks before the zones start to move.
And that zone does move over into the western side right there. Very congested on the western side, so we are definitely going to see a lot of players go down into this rotation glow with a nice little height, just a little edge on some of the other players down below him, giving him a chance to potentially get an elimination or two. No one really has to worry about Storm Surge right now, but as I say that, these players are going to have to worry about the end game. Worry about what position they're putting themselves into. Jargu trying to find anything again and actually forgoes the gauntlets. I'm wondering if it didn't have that many charges and instead picks up a different item. Light Dot does have the gauntlets in his loadout and is going to be using it to make his way to zone.
We'll wait for the next jump in. Zeus is actually active inside this end game, so you know it's going to be spicy on high ground. Light Dot not one to grab it if it's not, if it's not free. He's going to be comfortable with being on this mid, and he's right above Jargu. We saw winning one of these previous games. So we have winners on top of each other. Bully Slayers have been so active in eliminations towards the backside of these games, up and towards the top 40 in this one. It's the final zone, and here is the format. If you win the game, you get money. If you don't, you get nothing. There is no elimination threshold. There is no elim point, placement point. All it is just getting that victory royale. It is a whopping sum of $750 per win, and this is the last one for tonight. Bully Slayer, yes, will have an obvious chance to get some eliminations, but he wants to win.
And let's not forget, Shio, all 100 players and 100 more are already winners. The top 200 from our open qualifiers walked away with the MrSavage bundle, and even beyond that, if I'm not mistaken, it was something like the top 800 players walked away with Savage Siren in-game cosmetic outfit. So lots of winners here, but obviously that $750 in your pocket is going to be a nice boost to get some more V-Bucks. And Bully Slayer is not going to be one of the players to get those V-Bucks right now, but Jargu looking to do it once again. Game 5, winning it with 8 eliminations, sticking to the low ground right now. He knows that he doesn't have the mats, he doesn't have the builds to be able to go up and steal height, so he sticks to the low ground, sticks to an opportunity to get some refreshes, but Scare is right behind him, and that is a chance to go down.
It's possible to play low ground right now as well, just because we are center map for the moment. No mountains, no rivers, no oceans, unless it does pull in disastrous ways. Crony's up in the business as well, seeing if he's able to find anything from his perspective. Not really. Jargu does get value on Chronix though, which is huge. So another refresh for him. Zeus on a higher layer, always crazy about going towards height, light, and Paradox up in the same business as well. Scare taken down again. Unfortunately, Aloe is the one rising through the ranks, just trying to find a win. And towards the end of the day, in the last game here, Crony's finally moving over. Gonna shift over layer by layer, right behind Noise, who's had some unfortunate demises so far. Crony's pushed all the way in the storm. 3 ticks is all it takes for him to go down for now. It'll be everybody else just relaxing and re-healing before the zone locks in.
Quick shield grenade is going to top himself up to full shields there, but with still 31 HP, a quick shot in the shotgun will spell disaster for Charon there. So instead, taking a moment, trying to allow everyone else to move before he decides to go on as well. Quick rotate through middle ground is going to be a little bit safe, actually, and it's Glow who has high ground right now. Holding it from zone 9, 90 builds to their name, and tons of heals in the form of sheep, or form of fish. Glow has the chance to win.
Hey, it might be everybody else just being sheeps to his flock right now. Matt's absolute height, and a little bit of a disaster situation for Glows. He has to heal up now. Specs into the med kit. Could use it inside the zone. Does not have time to use it anymore. Pops one of the fish, gets another, 2 more for health, and here we go. Glows, max builds. What will he do with it? Stay on mid, go for arsenic. The Elim doesn't matter. He wants to win here, so he stays patient. Paragon punches his way, taking lots of HP damage all around all the builds. He has nothing left but 1 more floor cone to go. Goes for a trap play, nothing for Electro. Player right below him might be Fear, but no, he looks ahead and wants to move first. The last pocket he has, a Pokeball of a chance, and he chooses the wrong site for now. Not gonna see it happening just yet. It's back to Glows, who has the mats again, has the power, a chance to move up. Noise finding a pick inside the feed. Glows sees he might be able to chop height, but no, he chooses to go low. Goes straight for more gauntlets with these uppercuts. He could rise to the sky.
Look at Fear Free swag, though. His loadout is crazy on the low ground right now. Glow is back up on the high ground, able to reclaim it, but he's got tons of heals as well. This end game can go either way. A great shot from Glow right there as he reclaims high ground right now with the medkits and the shield fish. He is setting himself up for success right now. Will Glow walk away with 2 victory royales, or is he going to be walking away as down? Reverse Max on the low ground gets elimination. He has 2 chug jugs in his loadout and he loses them. Hopefully someone is able to pick it up, but look at Glow right now, Shio. He's at full health.
A tier gap between him and the people down below. A height gap between him and the rest of the server. Light also fighting to keep that dream alive. The dream of winning twice today. Glow, the one closer to achieving his dreams, all the way to the top of the sky. He has the mats to be able to work with, the heals to be able to stall with as well, and understands what it takes to chop him down. His win con is staying secure. X-Tix looking for a chance to come back towards that dream. Can he win that 750? Can he go for the next elimination is the question. Not gonna find it just right now. The last 5 end up stalling for the moment. Delulu down below is gonna be the victim of the all-in here from X-Tix. No builds left. Last one yellowed. Delulu up to light, has to try to find a way to reach towards the skies. His dreams being absolutely shot down. Still anyone's game.
Glow season holding up high ground, but you can see that one player slowly encroaching into his territory. Glow is worried, and he knows that this might be it for him. Someone trying to steal height away, but he reverses and takes down Wixie instead. Glow, 2 more players down below, and it's going to be Light Dot and X-Tix, but Shio, it's anyone's game, and it looks like it might come down to a heal-off.
Uppercut to stall. Could be beams from the fall all the way to the left side from Light Dot. He's looking down. Glows touches back in. His dreams becoming reality. 1 more player above him. Light Dot is there. Snap back all the way forward. Glows low HP to the final ticket. Glows the back back-to-back the wins. $1,500 on the day, and it all came down to one tick. He wins match 3, he wins match 6, and he is the GOAT of MrSavage's PlayStation Cup today, man. That is amazing.
That was so close. I didn't know if it was going to come down to a heal up, if it was going to come down to one shot, but literally a sliver of health is the difference between first and second place right there. A major shout out to Glow being the only player between NAC and EU to walk away with 2 victory royales and $1,500 in his pocket after the MrSavage PlayStation Cup finals.
I mean, it's just huge, and I feel like every single winner in that situation was trying their best to find a way to get in and win this game. Unfortunately, it was just not a chance for all of them. There could only be one winner at the end of the day, and it was Glow's winning twice somehow. What a day of games from everybody. Again, shout out to PlayStation. If you guys want a chance to play in these tournaments, you can check it out on your own PlayStation 5 console yourself. Tap in, register for whatever game you think you're the best at. Could be Fortnite, could be so many available in that PlayStation catalog. And shout out to MrSavage as well, who was watch partying this thing the entire time, checking in with the chat, seeing exactly who he wanted to rock with as well when it came to views. And honestly, the skin, Kelly, the skin looks so good.
Oh, it looks so good. All of them, the entire bundle. And you know, you're saying there can only be one winner, but in reality, we're all winners, Shio. Not even the 100 players that competed here today and already walked away with the MrSavage bundle, but also the 800 players that walked away with the Siren skin that got top 800 in the open qualifiers. But also, us, Shio, we got to watch 6 incredible games of Fortnite. And we got to do it with these incredible viewers. And I feel like we won because of that.
That's very true, Kelly, honestly. And I feel like the endings of these games were one of those to behold with the viewers in the chat, with everybody else that was watching as well, no matter what stream you're on. Things looked absolutely amazing so far in this tournament. And again, it was such a different flavor. We've seen zero build, we've seen reload, we've seen build in general as well. And now we've seen it all with this super format for MrSavage. What a fun time.
A big congratulations once again to all of our players. These are the results from match number 6, and not only did Glow walk away with the win, but also 7 eliminations as well, and that is definitely going to put him at the top of our leaderboard. But big congratulations to anyone that was here. If you made it into the top 100, there were so many people that competed in the open qualifiers, so you should definitely be proud of yourselves to be the best of the best. So big shout outs to all of our competitors. You guys make this so entertaining and just such an exciting game to watch. So thank you guys for that. And thank you, Shio. It's always a pleasure to work with you.
Hey, you too, Kelly. I mean, we podcast it up. We talk about lattes, but we also bring in the action when it's needed for these wins. Here are some of the standings overall and some of the things we're looking at in terms of the wins of the day. Match 1, C22, who looked so good the entire day. My shot in for the back-to-back wasn't possible. Still a nice win. Light that up in the business. From there, Kelly Glows had that match 3 win.
Ooh, and then from there, Vidit's having a great job from match number 4, but Jargu with the most eliminations out of anyone won game number 5, but of course, Glow wanted the repeat. He wanted the back-to-back. He wanted to show everyone that you could walk away not just $750 richer, but $1,500 richer. So a big shout out to Glow.
Yeah, I mean, not too many eliminations per game either. The placement not looking the best as well, but you talk about win condition, you just have to win. You have to have that one good moment, and he was the only player able to replicate it towards the very end. Huge from Glow. Big shout out to him. It definitely is Glow season right now, whatever season it is currently. I mean, new season of Fortnite, big one for him. 1,500, Kelly. What would you do with that money?
Buy some V-Bucks immediately, right now.
I'd buy 2 PS5s and then more V-Bucks after the fact. After that, I mean, I gotta compete in 2 tournaments at once. Not sure if that's allowed. Don't do it. If I'm doing it, just lock in and be normal. None of these guys are normal today. They were playing absolutely crazy. I mean, genuinely so good. For today, though, for this PlayStation Cup, MrSavage's entire PlayStation Cup finals in general, that's all we have to show. I hope you guys had an awesome time. I hope you just had a new player to watch maybe for the next one that comes around. For me today and from Kelly, have a good night. We'll see you soon. Adios.
Bye.
No 2 competitors are the same. Some run on routine for the chance to win big. Some make time to rise through the brackets. Some lock in with confidence. However you prepare, there's a place for every kind of competitor. PlayStation Tournaments. Sign up today on PS5.
PlayStation PlayStation. PlayStation.
I'm confident when I'm drinking rain. I hope you get a taste. I'm feeling lonely, so I hope you stay. I'm confident when
Station.